Aslo Usu, enana or driving on. Later, obey Chief Justice. Driver, way. Bongo idea say kochi ni mbrebe no boy we na me kochi no sa boy we na di ade chichiri ni ti ma me na kidnap on airport. It was this boy. He was the guy who led the team. My own colleague or presec omo ye event bi o Accra sports stadium akoy ka so be so oremu free oni girls be 3 omo ka so omo mpere no otwe tuo odi me colleague nechi me classmate nechi ko ni fie e ko threaten no boy we. You need to pick this fool up. He's a criminal. And all these people think we have forgotten about them. The nonsense we have on these boys. And this goes to the Attorney General. This goes to the National Security, Mr. Jakpa. Mr. Jakpa, I'll give you some information on this boy. You need to arrest him. Jakpa, I know you. A chair with there, and nama ba job come. And before Mr. Jakpa, Mr. Jakpa meet come, and nama ba branebe jum. Jakpa job come. Jakpa be able to situation in the side. Jakpa Terminator 1 job come. This boy is called Benansa, a criminal, a hardened criminal. I'll give you everything. Mr. Jakpa, the one and only Jakpa, the Lion King. Jakpa, the Lion King. The Jakpa, the Sebrebe. Jakpa, the titles of Dawson. Jakpa, the Sebrebe. Jakpa, the alligator. Jakpa, the leather king. Jakpa, a Juma Ba. Meat come, red meat. Jakpa, job come. Akwawe, you need to pick him up. Jakpa the Punisher. Mama me Jakpa fans ni bi. Na me fa di ni bi nka no ho. Na Jakpa MPB vosuro no. Jakpa the Punisher. Jakpa the Van Damme. Jakpa the Bruce Lee. Jakpa the Lion. Jakpa the Lion King. Jakpa the Dane. Jakpa the Jakpalization man. Jakpa the Jakpalization man. Mama me Jakpa di ni bi na Jakpa woman the fans no charge. Jakpa the Dane. Mama me Jakpa. Jakpa the fearful one. Jakpa the nightmare. Jakpa the Terminator 1. Jakpa the commando. Jakpa the Kilalomi. Jakpa the Van Damme. Jakpa the Killer Move. Jakpa the Undertaker. Jakpa the Bruce Lee. The Jakpa the Jakpa the apostrophe. Arrest them. Job come. I'm not putting Kevin rough. Jakpa we did also. Jakpa the Jackie Chan. Jakpa the Rambo. Jakpa Rambo 3. Jakpa the Hitman. Jakpa the Rock. Jakpa the Torture. Jakpa the MPP. Jakpa the Fast and Furious. Jakpa the King Kong. Jakpa the Lion King. Jakpa Chuck Norris. No. Jakpa the Oswabro Boy. Jakpa the Alaba Stamp. Jakpa the Bulldog. Jakpa the Finisher. Jakpa the Monster. Jakpa Job Come. Jakpa the Apocalypso. Jakpa the Kilankuto. Jakpa the Jakpa. Jakpa Ejuma Barov. Jakpa the Executor. Jakpa the Sniper. Jakpa the Jakpa. Jakpa the Mufasa. Jakpa the Mafia King. MPB before slow Jakpa. The Jakpa. The Dane. The Jakpa Woody Dawson. Jakpa the Snake and Sons. Jakpa Ejuma Ba. I was say a Chiakwawe or your Kromfo. Ben Ansa is a thief. He's a criminal. He used state security to torment people. Enti Jakpa the Jakpa the Jata cement. They go what about them? Jakpa the Avenger, Jakpa Captain Planet, Jakpa Shefu, Jakpa the Baje, Jakpa Zukunkum Baje, Jakpa when the Olympics pay, who would di only that day, Jakpa the day. Only Rosalinda, Jakpa the Rosalinda, Jakpa the Olympics. I'll give you something. Then answer on a serious note is a criminal. And the government of the day, people like these are not supposed to be allowed to walk on the streets of Ghana. Say Edubwa Hinshema, this guy has to go in. Edubwa Hinyoma Oriaye, contractor sign, baby Alisika Shenyina, this was the guy who was deputizing Edubwa Hin. He knows everything. He needs to be picked up. Jakpa, the Osonomame. Jakpa, the elephant killer. Jakpa, the ninja who rove. Wow, nim Jakpa biya kaja se Kevin Taylor se be feeling no. Offer number bo bi na me friend na be penasem dodo. Jakpa, the Tarzan. All right, now let's take care of other business. Now, the ACC nyina say Tan Kevin so mo ha. Muni baby akomwa. Now, I'm seeing something here. Students of Sepiwia Nursing and Midwifery College to protest transfer of principal. So principal ne ko na se nurse for amowo eye we nursing and midwifery. Said ye principal no se onko be foforo na so montiase a mundi nechi. Mo san kwase ade na ewo wo so Ghana ho na mo school gake na mo wo e na mo sua de nurse adwuma mo nya professionals afi na ye training mo se principal na ko na se montiase a mundi nechi na mo nso sa mo nyoma ndi nechi Ghana nkwana ye transfer principal and student go abontini jimi mo amwo Sepiwia so nursing college so de ndien mo se principal na ye unit montiase a wa wo hwa a wontiase no o kira no papa ke onyoma na di nechi time ni wo ye pen kofo kra ma ba school ho into when you ready so be sua de na principal bi a ye fa de dwuma na ye yi ne di say ye pamona na principal no na de ho bae principal no ono na promoting ho ba school obi na fa de dwuma obi na man appointment letter and it's a principal no is going to be changed that you the student you have to shut up sit there and learn we dwuma no say wo ba school so be sua de no afa school ni mu ko enya ho e na obechichire busua enya wo e na wo be di principal asemama no was said here your responsibility your core responsibility as a student our school is to learn and move out pass out and go get a job enya wo dwuma ne principal a yama ne letter so meye dwuma e ho no enya wo dwuma it is a wo feel say principal no ye yi na wonte ase a o kira no pa mo hyehyɛ mo bags na mo ndi nechi baby okɔ mo ne nkɔ ne ehu sɛ mo free school ho na omo pɛ baby ahyɛ wo school no yen fa omo mbra school no ansɛmfu we no ayana aboro so saa jimi we no aye too much when your opportunity to go to school principal a ye yi na free wo de fa ho bɛn principal no maame principal no ametu school no principal o sɛ de oba na school ni wo so obi na appointed principal na say principal no ye yi na free ho a you as a student what is your fucking problem mo de ye mam opportunity kakra ye mam advantage ye mam opportunity say munsua de na mom prepare mo ho na mom bra meye eye Ghana resource papa na mo blow opportunity no out of foolishness school na akọ ya na say principal na akọ demonstration man no me ya ma na metifie na mete say old school demonstration because ye change principal bi e na wagya de also usua ho ye demonstration me o ma me me meba betwa wa hemu o bodam o na fa principal na djuma you people are not serious yet Ghana na yet so nkwase asem so ye fa nkwara ko school per no than champions no to school they want to decide for the school and now go to say students they decide ma school ewiase be na akọ say students they decide for school decision making. Shut up, girls. Shut up, boys. Mumra muwasi. Na munsua de. Mumudodo no mabon. Munko school go sua de. Principal, when your problem. Woman in dealing with the people who hired him or her. it is not your stupid job to go and demonstrate. Principal onim no. Enye school a wokɔ na ko hu principal no. Enye school na wokɔ hɔ a aka hu principal bi. Monka mo tontwom. Munko si mu dross na munko sua de. Now let's take our business here. Now, asama esi nyina ne say egigim piaw. Maka kire Ghana for any dipadodo a aya no muti social media. Eyo mo ho asantesem. Ye de ya asantefo. Ye de ya asantefo me say otumfo say tutu nana piaw anadwu hwe me. Nana mesem no gina bantama nana nidie kwan so. O de 3 vote pen betumi maka. Meka na yosre na wosre. Ai nana ye no kure. Otumfo say tutu nana piaw. Ena ye sori ya. Emrantie ne maba wo bi omo hu fin bi. Omo contributed bibia to Ashanti Kingdom. Asansafo ajantrafo asefo ma. Nipa yehu amadeja. Omo ho kankan ugina krotia na wate. Omo nim Asante ase, omo ntia Asante ase. Omo adwene omo say yakasa oya Asanteni a omo ntumi fo mpa, omo nsankyere omo maame, ene omo papa. Ene yekoye DNA a yebehwem na omo maame ne omo papa mo ye mponche. Nipa bi a omo de omo te se esem ya Asanteni, onima de kro. Maka kire eye emawa, embabawa, emrantie a omo peje wa betiri se omo ya Asantefo se mo adehye ni bi a mo from mo adehye mo ye nkoa ma ye ne. Adekudie ntia meka se mo Asantefo ni bi mo ye nkoa ma ye ne se Asantehene o se tutu otie nyansa na ontie sebio obi a ofre no so ye dehye. Sa wo ye dehye na wagimi a otumfo se tutu ontie wu. Eniti na obekọ menhia no na otumfo se tutu ohwe Kevin Taylor. If say even though menya Asanteni ba na menyini wa Asantemem to ohum se be dehye enti meka nyansasama na natie. Ye onkofo bebre a omo ya Asantefo a otumfo se tutu hu omo so omo agimi. Enti sa asam meda ho na ye ka sa asam asiboko. Na ye ka se president aka kire otumfo se tutu se nana asam asiboko no asam no kura ye nkan wie ye started say ye ka asam we ache ye da ho ka ho asam. Asam na ye ka no boko no ye ka asam no mani ntu ase e na pinten asa start wo boko. Enti nana ejuma na ye nyina ye start ye no moma ye ntoa so nyansasema eye president John Dramani Mahama e ka kire Ghana man a ofa so ka kire otumfo se tutu e wo nidie kwa so ose Mr. King, Mr. Chief Nana, the work we started as Ghanaians a few years ago, we have not completed that job. And that it is upon us as leaders to come together again and complete that job. It's the president, out of respect, told Otumfo that issue that we all started from Kufuor time, Ebabesi Eye Ekufuor time, from Atamils, Mahama, Ekufuor, Ebesi Mahama, the president of the Republic, President of the Republic, John Dramani Mahama, Ekache Otumfo say, Ejuma nana ye wiye. Obanyansafo fa ni die kwan so no ka kire otumfo ade achinya impetekuma maka kire mo me say me ende bi gina ho na mo san kwasiafo na mo gina ho trete no otumfo say otumfo yesime ngobo ye ene otumfo ukobogo a me say otumfo be yimi ejamo efise mo ye nwan munim nyansa ene ye sorry ya otumfo say tutu se boko no president kai no apene so waje aptum wapene o say boko sa negotiations no ene sa mediations no o say Mr. President majiatum ye beye maka me se mo sa nkwasiafo na mo hu mo asantefo no Asantehene kura mbumu se mo ya asantefo efise mo agimi kasa efiri mu anoba no enkyere se mo ya asantefo ma enitira oba asantememu a nipa dodo mo asantememu no mo bume eche mu bia mo titi social media se mo ya asantefo e de na ma wo ya asanteni wo ne ye wo kasa de wo kire wo wadwene ma kire se wadwene mu do ene nkwa na otumfo behu akasa we ye me de hye enitira me nya asanteni enso nana fra me chenchen hene Kevin Taylor efiri nyansa po no e wa ha into otumfo apene waje pene watie president asem o kan o sei yebekọ yebedi dwuma no If you say on my way, a Ghana mine, a she nipa binsa. Mumpini me, yeah. Otumfo said nana pia o nana me do. Na ya se aboa no takra so no ono na sebi ode bia yekọ eye party ase yebusa ne nam. Se yebe wa otumfo so hene kase. Sa nyoma nkitinkiti we bi na ma nipa bi ka so otumfo ye nipa kase. Enti dwumade we nyina is part of the responsibility if you want to be seen as a big chief. That is why Otumfo does not play with this kind of little jobs. Nana me do and I was so dummy. And maka me say ye Asantehene almost Asantehene de shena me gina Otumfo be yi me ansa na we impre kodom gugu social media no. Ontie mo otie nyansa. Otumfo say tutu otie nyansa. Ontie abodusefin. Ontie enum kankan. Otie nyansa. And sorry ya Otumfo say to say so what is Asantehene bi obi ofre no Asantehene bi kwasiam panyi mi kwahwe apa bi a ne papa mo ansi dan kora ne maame mo amobra ajantrafo bi omase esoso nsu a de bia mo te corners ekeka nkwasiasam a Otumfo say san konfo no ma me yentie omo yentie nyansa ebema Ghana ya kyekere into Otumfo say to say wagepene the president aka or the need bema president mediation no obeye into so study a Otumfo at the statement tiawa eno de aba oseden yesi menhia a release statement moma yenjudwam na nya PZ fo nyina nete brofo wedwa yesi Sam George me kan ho asem menhia release statement His Majesty Otumfo said to the second Asantehene will resume mediation. Tie brofo no kwasiafo mo nim dia mo keka mo tete social media mo hu fin. Na nkwati asem ya Asantehene. Yesi Asantehene ni Asantehene. Asantehene de onim nyansa. Okasa nyansem obu asante. Obi ti say ye ne kasa nyansem ene ebu asante ne enim dia yo sa asante ye. Mo mo hu fin mo nim hwe. Ejimifo ma. And Otumfo ye catchrow and obi satitra be vom hu fie cause hey edwamanfo ma ajantrafo ma ye nsi dan kora ma muti atete mu semponche na utie Otumfo letter na PZ fo nyom nyina na te brofo oba santimemu a nipa bebro no nte brofo eni ntina de bia no hu Asantehene e ka brofo a na wo ho afo say hey Asantehene pa na ka brofo say aha ete se wo hu sremuni a onte brofo etumi ye won say hey sremuni na nte brofo yi ebi say sremufo dodo no timi ka brofo enye news enye big deal mom yanjudwam yes press release from Menhia or say His Majesty Otumfo said to the second Asantehene will resume mediation of the Boko crisis as agreed with both parties from April 28th to May 1st, 2025 at the Menhia Palace, Kumasi. Yes, Otumfo said to the Krataba or say, Bokon sensamono or besa tnasu biem, meaning, so can say resume mediation. Chirase asemno kurani and can ye in Naima, Montebro for Jimifo, Munko school, and a motiti ai abosom deamotamo. Yes, what do vonimo? Misu Rabbi Shana Bok Kevin Taylor and another cast a piao. Menana ba ko pe Kevin Taylor no odwudwam or say resume mediation meaning asam no na wo hodada yanka mamu ansi na emu asa ehunyan into Otumfo say obesa tena sibiem asa ahwa asam no meaning this is not a fresh wound sa sebio ekuro we e wo hodada ne e brabra so imredu say ebesa akotena ho a make sure say ebesiesie e kire wagimi e kire wonte brofo a child life service in our America $14,000. A child who ye jantra ex jantra ni a child be a who ye to papa no mamma mobra a beer ace ne kun papa a dan kura yen sibia ma one dim and I begin say ubet me warn you 2-4 on the president din komo time na mu kemuno na wa negotiate we say ye kwa kan asem no piao. Now, can a asam de die chira or say Asantehene request all stakeholders to cooperate for us to find a lasting peace in Boko. Otumfo said to say, "Eya Boko for omu nyina nka omu humbom, eya ahemfo mo ho na ye nyina yenka etirimbom na yenka semono." End of announcement. They all say otua edua na adwene ye adwuma chen me no. Ombema otumfo won in biem. Be say adehye be dane nkoa. Nyansanti ebuo ene se de enim nyansanti. Ye ni sebio amanfrafo ye be dane adehye. On say endemu amosom ya Asantefo no madane mmoa. Endemu na muti social media e promota be mu se nwan ma no. On say nde madane mmoa. Otumfo say tutu onti Asanteni otie nyansani. If you say nyansa ene ye de so a otumfo enya Asante 17 years otumfo eye nyansa efri nyame mo bebre mo jimi adene ye no wano hu simple sa no enya simple o impenifo akese omo Ghana obia tena se otie because they know say adene ye won han ye ndi agoro inti brofo na makan no na nse mete say yesi ai Sam George akohia brantie bi oye Kumasi and all come brofo na Sam George is surprised. I didn't know me surprised. Me wan Asantehene or te brofo wisra me ebe shock me because hey Asantehene na okatra matumi dane sa no because fun to me nka R untumi nka L. It's a fact. Eye enkranfo untumi nka H amka H. It's a fact. Oko eye de eye entafo no ha omuntumi nka eye station omuka occasion occasion omuntumi so omuntumi nka ice cream omuka ice cream oba wonafo no ha utie omutonation na you can see say where dia wonani na wakasa no please efo so you cannot sit there and make it look like say Sam George hu Kumasi ni abrante ote brofo nti we didi Kumasi fo nte brofo Asantehene ayawo na odi mokodi nchine edi bofuro nkwan sebio otwe bini edi guni minimum onte brofo eno so eno no gidigidi ne de yan yenti bi da eno nti hey pom jibi kono ha when you prempe college Kumasi omo headmaster ni.
But you must feel really proud.
Actually, I'm greatly honored. The Almighty God has done me a tremendous honor. Today is historic. It's a victory for all the teachers in Prempeh College because over the past years, teachers in Prempeh College have been teaching students of other parents. So today, the Almighty God is crowning our effort. It's a victory to all the teachers and all the teachers in Prempeh College and all the teachers in Ghana.
You must feel really proud.
Actually, I'm greatly honored. The Almighty God has done me a tremendous honor. Today is historic. It's a victory for all the teachers in Prempeh College because over the past years, teachers in Prempeh College have been teaching students of other parents. So today, the Almighty God is crowning our effort. It's a victory.
You must feel really proud.
Actually, I'm greatly honored. The Almighty God has done me a tremendous honor. Today is historic. It's a victory for all the teachers in Prempeh College because over the past years, teachers in Prempeh College have been teaching students of other parents. So today, the Almighty God is crowning our effort. It's a victory to all the teachers and all the teachers in Prempeh College and all the teachers in Ghana.
English is your mother tongue. English yambo Asantefo. And it's Asantehene to me nka what's the big deal? And as Sam George akohia brantie bi and as Sam George catch brand say hey now if you Kumasi na ote brofo sa me obi free Kumasi no ka brofo na enwanwa so students of other teachers complain are teaching where a Prempeh College school kase pa ewo Asantehene mu ekurase Prempeh omo headmaster ni na ye ka asema na bubuofu obuofu medwa obuofu he abrantie we he me ka bibia he na anya hu bibia na is it go he omo te dam ya say bona abrantie we hu sibi a waka say na anya hu bibia de e ko ne time eni kura nyan me yanka bincha MP abrantie omo anya hu bibia he uti bona fa ojibi ko wa bona ko dia be nkwan ko da bona de no me de na bona ubuofu dindindin a wayiri bona betuma chiro myself untumi chiro kwamtako untumi chiro myself edwumre wo muna we de ntina wo muna wo nte brofo so wo muna Irish music domre me domso ala de bialo ala era de bona esi go hedwumre omodwa Just say media this be kebi. Asema na be kebi pe na bufu aba. You say hwe omamuna ohun. Ene ye kan o. Asema ko so di otu. What is so 2 for kabrofo what? What is a brofo nie? Otena brochire intina na brofo de. O 2 for kabrofo to say we dia brochire de. Ye ne wa yi Santasia ye di ginema teachers of other parents. Obubu ofu de bia no mo dwame enso mo feel me. Dem mo sibia mo ye gas na mo kuma mo pemi ohun. Mo pemi mo ni gimi ho. Mo amhwe sibia mo sere na mo pemi. Devi we go hu girl bi video bi on TikTok that as we Kumasi girl bi as we using who as we try the tea the nim din bi as mo kase. And Kevin Taylor video ne nie me internet na ba katetena ga tintos e kumewu. Kevin Taylor ene de na o ka kira Asantefo he mo hwe ne video no the Jimmy tetena nka wo ke gu bra e man ka wo timuchi ase and the internet abama wa no se sokodua abegina he Kevin Taylor ni video no muntie be go hu na TikTok hwe ne homo bobi wo homo bobo se eye pad wo be video tia me wo aketesi a wo gina wo timi kura fufu untumi soponi wo be ka me masem be go hu TikTok me sre ya ai hesia no yesi Kevin Taylor yesi be didi wo maame atem te wo maame yesi na wo hwe wo be bia odui wo ya ko 23 untumi soponi Nyankopon ba na o se soponi keke ko heaven na untumi sobi wa we nim wanwan se kotere wanwan be jere Kevin Taylor what is ye kabi the stress ave se mo na mo mi andwam it's moment I know sometimes no me nua no Asantefo mo fa nyoma too big nyoma too serious and then ma mo da bia ye bebrebe no mo relax maintain I have sometimes no mo ma bia empa bi nya sere ekura yentimi nya jokers in film because yentimi pomba mbe ye comedy show yentimi nya stand up comedy wa Asanteme mu uko ye stand up comedy pentokwesi mo nim bibia fa light joke mo nim bibia fa serious mo nim bibia na mbuofu e die susu nani all right bo me enko enim now enti ewie nana de no otumfo say waje pene president akanko ade obeya magana nana me do pia onana Kevin Taylor meso nana meso me dawochi ema wa edwuma de we me do pa now yenko enim girlie ne homo mobo se pad Kevin Taylor so ma me nie me hwehwe no ho oba besia utumi soponi me ken the draws 8 ena 3 to atete ena wabbo good adakemu obe TikTok video wo draws gina me $1 to me to gina obe TikTok itia me he munja isa de no nkora we me keke wo draws 3 ni nyina ye no Vietnam ye behwe echi fruit of the loom ewia body ni penal rashes egu o sre ho o TikTok be keka nkwasi asem obi enye show no se ma hwe ni ya se ma be ka no endo say madam bi to me for pa o say Kevin Saturday now hwe ni ye now kasa ye mo bi enye show no now the video Mr. So who video Mr. P na hello Mr. P when you see that video share with me some girl be like that Asantehene girl be as we using no kakra small girl be onyini ye o hwa no be nyan kakra I say oni trimi kra on to me support as we chop on bi ho basa hwehwe wo be hu o say why video say Kevin Taylor ma me Kevin Taylor when I say ye ni PZ for my mo hwehwe ma me as a krama ba ne ho nyinya bi small get small ne ho basa bi mo hwehwe ma Mr. P na me fan chegara o dross here 4.5 emu miensa etoate okoduru be ma o si dum light ansa na me yi me ho wa ba gina o TikTok video ultimate so light enyi wo ho oba menim o brazia ye de ahomadi botre na achoko no wo mbra ho ase me emmoa wo mbo ho ase obatwe se supeku adankwan mu abegina na Kevin Taylor yesi we di PZ for mba te shut up bibia yedu no ye hia injanka abo mo kotro wudi o menhia na de list ba beto eye South Central so MPP chairman fie kotro wudi ni empe bibi nyamam uko weki pimba wonum kankan be video TikTok yen check mouth smell ntanka munyina nka be brinki apammo ewie no muguso MPP for Canada Japan for gu ha ena ba omia for gu ha say me ka je say me ko TikTok I mean tie bibia MPP for na go tie omo say MPP for ba ku mienu be share say zoo na Canada Japan for no e online ena mo kasa hey yen tie ase na edien pa ha na ba omia for no ena mo akofa Canada Japan picture tantantan bi abeto ho ena mo say han Wey enye NPP mu na onye sika. The NPP ayama no omo kasa sa na akwa ba. Munja ba omi ni ba ba. Ba omi ni ba kwa ba abotwan. Kwasia obe na have se mo. Wajimi na gawa go kasa. Osian na wo Kennedy. Edie na Kennedy ayama party no. Edie NPP for Kennedy for eyi. Ba omi TikTok for no. Omo begum se ntwen. Ena me hwe bi na ewie be na mesre na bi di lunch me na me yire ena mesre an iti omo kasa na say ba omi ani bi bo wurebu ena be ka say e de na mo am no omo nyina jai hey kwasia na wo ba omi a o nipa de na omo si jai e bi jai ba omi ani ba kwa ba be so wachikusie omo chikusie oh zazuwe sai bibi zuwe de basa bo de be ye bo. Now, Andra, I spoke about Ghana Export Promotion Authority. I said the young people of Ghana, into farming. A buying agency way, so many people they don't know their job. Imbredu say introduces some of the agencies to the young people of Ghana who are interested in going into farming. Now, there are so many young people on the streets of Ghana. Saying come take advantage of abiding policies, initiatives, any agencies be programs are. And there are so many young people who are unemployed in Ghana and can normally self-reliant. Senya omal to me show mo, omal to me bo mo bra. Ebi mo homo we polytechnics, ebi we senior high school, ebi mpo we university. Omo kon dose omo beko into agriculture, but they don't know how. They don't know how to start, where to start, who to contact. Now, when you go to the Ghana Export Promotion Authority, Omujima DNA is simple. They are there to help you. Interfere be facilitating. You can say facilitating na. It is say opese uchagata. Na obi elbow aso on somewhat atragata no. The person is facilitating you to cross that bridge to become a successful person or wherever your destination, you can arrive at your destination. Inti omujima di omo say they help young people who want to get into farming. But the amount of money that say, so person who go into farming na adibia and I say nyome bia person would no. All that they do is they will help you with the seedlings. Ombema we duaba no ma we dua. Na wo dua wia, sebi wo dua no kra no, ombema omo members and extension officers ni bi aba be monitor. Senia obeye emanagina na naso. Now ultimiji in nuaba no every Ghana Export Promotion Authority for no ha. Na se wo dua. What is going to happen is say onyoba no enyini na wutwa omankasa so sato efri wo ho enti se udua jene udua de okru udua bibi te se nyaadoa udua bibi te se enkate udua bibi te se de pineapple ana abrobe udua nyoma bi a opese efifi ntem eburo nyoma bi a onim se akekeduro ebetuma fifi within 4 months 5 months se would koji seedlings ni wo mo ho a free bonto omonje kapre every ho the omben say oma be hwe baby a opese okoye fuo no na oma ma ideas 1 acre na opese wudua jene okay 1 acre na bedua jene no jene edua ni sei into wudua make sure say wedua ni sinsen mu wedua ni sei ugusu a mema nsori ndoso omo boa omo guide na wetumedua udua 4 months say eye bro na wudua ya 5 months den enyini ya na oma sa aboa ma wetwa na oma to efiri ho aban ehia nnuane aban ehia nnuane a yebedi bi na yebeton bi ewa manone. Now Ghana Export Promotion Authority omujimade bi ni say woso ya nkra o ya young man wako university wako polytechnic o idea bi say o pese wo totototo eye nkofo nyoma obodua ebia wo to nkinkensu o to eastern region western region Ashanti region Bronga Hafo omubetuma aboa ma wa ayede wa be buyer what's up by exporter. The other say they will pass you through the process. Send you the right certification. Now when you the right certification to be a buyer. The other say say be what Ashanti regional. Unim say Ashanti regional or unim go for be omudia jene. Na say be omudia jene ni wi a omunya be omo fanko na pro. So when you say certification na ubetime to kwan akọ inkurase any inkuafo ne die nkomo. So omutwa omunyoma na wato efiri omo ho. Oto a na wo de egu baby wama ho ate omobeboa wo sene obestore no na Ghana Export Promotion Authority we aba wo ho efri say enkuafo ni bi wo ha omo wo nkurase to omo ni mra omo de sa nyoma na eba nkran ana regional capital into wona wo ye young man na opese wo ye exporter na buyer no Ghana Export Promotion Authority for no ebema wo de akwanya na wetumi atoto ototo a na omo de omo ni behu a omo se we de hote na omo ato afiri wo ho enti you don't have to even be a farmer. You can be somebody who helps the farmers after they have grown the crops. You can buy from them and sell it to Ghana Export Promotion Authority. Now, there are so many opportunities here. Inti mo amu pesa mo ye long-term farming. Mo amu pesa mo ye short-term farming. Obu ha osebi de be nkruma 4 months ni metwa. Omo be boa omo the seedlings, omo the nuaba no be ma omo be hwe wasase no na omo boa mo we nyini we grow. Say nyini na utwa na omo sato. This is what John Mahama and the NDC government, they are using to eradicate poverty. This is what they are doing to make sure we Ghanaians, we grow what we eat. Every single person gets involved when it comes to growing, becoming self-reliant, being an entrepreneur yourself. And first, you say, Ghana they will be committed in helping build this nation and also making money out of it. Move to me so Asia as a group. Imrantia 9 number together. Must our 5 acres wo ho. Ya pesi edua bro. Move to me about export promotion for ho. Ya pesi edua nyadoa. Ya pesi edua de njene. Ya pesi edua tomatoes. Oba ombema mo seedlings ni for free. Na oma boa mo region bia mo bia no omo office or region bia me be kire mo offices no ye be publish omo offices no e your site no you can go there and look at their details no wa contact you omo so opese okom officer they are ready and willing where you Ghana buying they want to help inculcate omo pese yene imbebunu na ye nyini no ye beti ase se ekuadwuma enya nkokore adwuma yene imbebunu na ye nyini no we can also get involved. Na ya eden etumi aboa ama ya eden ama yetumi enso enya sebio sika aboye bra inti Ghana Export Promotion Authority for no almost facilitators when it comes to omo boa omawaji loan ekuafo bebre wo Ghana omo pese omo bia omo kuanim ebi muso pese omo di sika kakra ede ye omo ndwuma bi sa Ghana Export Promotion Authority say only omo ye adwuma they can sit down and then do what analyze we dwuma no sika awudi ashem de wuhia de ashem they are facilitators enye omo no moma loan no but omo betumi de wako ma banka omo na omo ma sa loan aka say asemesi de sebi oyanim no ne dwumade a odi no ehote ekua dwuma oye no wa ya koduru bebi a obehia mmoa omo ye facilitators omo betumi aboa ede wako banks na wako akɔgye loan efiri sɛ nsa woso a woni omodi no ɛni nti ometumi nya ho de ometumi nya ho de gidie aboawo wonya loan. So this is what this agency does. Me yes I do because I want more young people to get into farming. This agency we have not utilized this agency. So many young people want to get into farming. Andrea Mekan Wansem no, I got so many people emailing our website, our email, and sending us information. Say, Kevin, I am interested. I want to be part. I want to be a farmer. I don't know where to start. This is a good start. Now, some percent obviously omo offices are the whole country. Omo regional offices. Ube to me afromo. Ube to me finding a way to get in touch with them. And no. When we are trying to build a young, population, Ghana for young people will get into farming. Now, Ghana Export Promotion Authority, Africa Trade House, we first one who knows Accra, address no, phone number no, or from 24/7, 24 hours no me they will pick your call and they will talk to you. Oba Western Regional, GEPA office, or Ministry of Trade building. Harbour Road, Okoha, Takrade, Western Region, Okoha, Omo Regional Office, Ewoho, Okoha, Wonsa Ebekamo, Okomo officer, they will sit you down and break things down for you to have a clear understanding of the Omo Pese, and they also be to my year, Ama Wanka Sobe self-sufficient. Now, Oba Volta Regional, Omo Regional Office, Zoho, taking care of that part of Ghana. Gepa Office, Ho, Ministry of Food and Agriculture building, no, Obekono, Omo inside. Phone number, you can pick the phone number, contact them, they will listen to you, they will help you also. They'll help you also to Mr. S, which video is this? Oh yeah, I'll do that. Now, over Central Regional, regional office, GEPA office, almost a regional coordinating council, RCC, second floor, over Central Regional, Cape Coast, phone number, you can pick this phone number, go to their office, tell them, say, oh, 1 plot, oh, 5 acre, oh, 10 acres, oh, 100 acres, they will help you to grow. And then when you grow, they will buy from you. And you're very important. Into one more Central Regional, Monko RCC, second floor, Cape Coast. Mokoha in personal, young people and the people there, no, they will talk to you. Now, over Northern Regional, regional office, so GEPA, Ghana Export Promotion Authority for office, regional office, our Northern Region. More regional coordinating council, RCC, Northern Regional, ground floor, no, office, This office is an efficient office. They have every single crop, seedlings, these are very important things. I was a Ghana youth. You need to be involved. Over to the 6 months, over to the 4 months, you check what you want to grow and how quick you want it. You can take your time and grow the eche. Most of them say, Gauto Ganata at the seminar, 6 months, 4 months, this is what you have to do. Now, over Eastern Region, GEPA office, our third floor, SIC building, Hospital Road, Koforudia, office no or China, you can go to their office and then talk to them. They will ask you simple questions. Oh, Asaso, they will go and see it. They will give you the seedlings. They will guide you to grow. And then Ucha in Yabana and Asa Ucha Udiana, they will buy it from you. This is the new Ghana. This is the NDC. This is a government that is trying to make sure, say, Ghana will be involved when it comes to agriculture and also making life out of agriculture. Now, Oko Ashanti region, Miami Krum, Udu GEPA officer, Pine Avenue, Ridge Residential Area, Denyame, Kumasi, Udu Ridge Residential Area, Denyame, Ena Omo office, Ashanti region. Intimini Anoma Mo Obuase, Ashanti region. Mwanga Samuwa Fase Moba Ambrose Insako, Deputy CEO of GEPA. You people should reach out to him. In Sasia Wabuasia, Nanka MPP4 in the name of small scale mining. Any idea, community mining, almost say in Sasia Wabuasano. Right now, no, Abani Reclaimun Sasino. More young people are more Buasano. You should all contact Ambrose Insako or a deputy CEO of GEPA. He will try assist Obetiamo, Obebuamo, and Mamunina Motumi are involved in this program. Upper East Region, GEPA office, regional health directorate, Monso Mubetumi Alcohol, Aquacobusa, Emunsem, Omo seedlings bebre, Ebuso. Into these are things you need to take advantage of. After the show, no, we will publish this on Facebook. Pick your region, pick your office, and go there. Baby, I many one who pa Obuase Adanse. More Obuase areas, it is very important. Obuasi West especially. Mwanga Samuba Mopesa Moyano, the next member of parliament Obuasi 2028, and the Ono and deputy CEO of GEPA. He is committed, Ambrose Nsako. He is committed to make sure say at least 100,000 Obuasi youth, you will get into farming. You will be independent, you will be entrepreneurs, you will grow your own in Yaba, and then GEPA will buy it from you. Ambrose na headquarters obebuamo amam seedlings in Sasia ewo Obuasi West sa in Sasen ene ehia se mobema GEPA for through Ambrose Nsako our deputy CEO. Their CEO GEPA CEO, a very fine gentleman, very smart, intelligent gentleman. The CEO too is there. He's very open-minded, such a very humble, low, down-to-earth individual. He is willing and ready to travel to any part of Ghana to give you people the editorial, the symposium to break things down for you people to have a clear understanding. In GEPA, we are working in collaboration with them to make sure, say, the youth of Ghana, obian to 2 acre, 5 acre, asasibi, edua, bibi also, ema Ghana buying ato efri ho. If you're a Ghanaian watching me, take advantage of GEPA, agency policy, John Mahama ne NDC diaba mentra ho enkasa ese media minim ya the numbers ni bibia regional office ni beto your Facebook page. Go there. So when you have problems here, you can email us. We will try and send it to GEPA for you to have a direct contact to talk to you. My regional offices know, so these are very important things. I will say motion and so. Now, Jandam Biaba, we need to kill it. It's exactly 5:32 in Ghana, which is 9:32 in Ghana. Ebefa afa wie da. And you see, the problem these people they have with us, and they say, what we do here, they can't do it. They can't do it because majority of them omuni a production team omuni nyansa. And when they start these kind of things, and it dies down because the level of thinking a co-program we is very deep. It is not about screaming and farting on yourself and doing no. It's about being thoughtful and knowing what the people want, and also importantly being factual. Factual is a very important statement to me because say no kre any fact you use anka NDC Jomahama amba power. Into Jandam there, we are going to kill Jandam. We will kill Jandam today. We will kill Jandam tomorrow. We will make sure say Jandam creators are also murdered. Omo the Jandam ba and you be cool almost wakam. Into some person you be cool men for Jandam ba. Now mu create Jandam no, you are enemy of the state. You be chima bomutrimu tu. If you say Jandam na say Ghana. Into Jandam there, we will not allow Jandam to exist in Ghana again. Jandam ya tro. Jandam nya de pa. Jandam to me say mine. Jandam to me bomb mine. Inti yama obia space man nya Jandam wo Ghana. Yama obia ntwa Ghana for tro. Sa opese ohoto wo Ghana. Na obo brana unko jela kanokre. Fa fact no. O kan sama to obi so a fa engineer so bra. Fa nokre ne bra. Sene be ya obetuma ada wo fie. Obetuma ada wo yirechi. Ubetumi ada ama tebio wasuma tong. Jandam ntimu ntumi nnam fie. Jandam ntimu na manamu hwehwehwe mochi. Jandam nti within a week or 2 or 3 mubeko jail. Jandam is calling. Jandam will crucify you people. Yebegu Jandam, yegu Jandam. Jandam has no space in Ghana. Inti ya kachemo mo anamo ka se ai yenti asie mo beti asie. Now Mommy and killing Jandam biwa. Mr. S, Mr. P, team, are we ready? And now, a friend is saying, me team say me musa mo say, in team for your away. In team for your. Cocaine and some also on kabium, me catch them. Ye ja 1 week per man cause ya fo no mu Jimmy omo. On se ba na, ye ti omo konso no. On so mo jai cocaine asem ka. Cocaine way in team for your no ni evidence o, but obeko jail. And the intim for you jai cocaine asem ko ka bokwa asem the otumfo na eka ye jai bokwa asem na ma otumfo inti at this point no ye hia intim for you say obeka de bokwa asem intim for you emfa ne evidence mbra a e kire say ohun say de si ye no our evidence say cocaine bi eba Ghana eno na hia ye inti ye ka kire intim for you say ye remfi ye ade na omojai cocaine asem ka MPP omu enye papa. Intim fojo ende de nia brig gidigidi. Ose okaka bokwa asem. Bokwa asem ne de eye otufo nkwa ne yama ne dwuma se ondi. President ni otufo akata otufo ajatum. Ose Mr. President, I'll do this. Respectfully, for the love of Ghana and the love of Asantehene, otufo se obeye we ahye nyame ene Ghana ni monyam. Inti eba bokwa asem dia eye otufo nkwa ne ka. See, I guess MPP for in team for Joe. Why is he not speaking on the cocaine issue? Why is the minority not speaking on the cocaine issue? The NPP, the party itself, is built out of lies. No one just somebody way to distract him. No one just say, I'm going to side your way, and to me, so in team for Joe, no way. Only evidence to back his claim, and I then no one can say, Jaika. Me catch them say, and the on say, Asantehene. Ye ka eye on say de bia amaka se bia he ti asem we Kumasi o he Mercury FMT boko asem ye ti do bi ka
send this for some mere send for mo pia for no njim o mo fa kwa dintela o no ti ma dia ye dia o ba jim o ti be pack opem so any ben for ye dia o ba jim e ti say jam plasam any mo se ne jimi sem na sem ya to ba wie president mama me ma to ba ma no but I'm president yeah me to kwa ko be dia so who is the president of Ghana me o ga say send this for some mere send for mo pia for no njim o mo fa kwa dintela o no ti ma dia ye dia o ba jim o ti be pack opem so any ben for ye dia o ba jim e ti say jam plasam any mo se ne jimi sem na sem ya to ba wie
we obekono gina bebi mi Asantehene a we jimi Ye ba be festival wa Asantehene. Ose Kevin Taylor be put two for acho. No two for Kevin Taylor problem and control ba bontre se Kevin Taylor problem. We ojina baby ne num kan me Asantehene. Sama ka chem sa Asantehene a wo jimi o dane se bode dwukra enye. Ye be ya de asha Asantehene monyam. Why in politics? Yen cover Kevin Taylor. Media festival de me ba ho ben. Festival de Kevin Taylor de be ka ho ben. We mu na omo kasa ma MPP. Hwe ne nim fin. Ye ka se oya Asantehene a wonya kwase a yes ye di natam. Says some statica say Kevin Taylor wakaze me hu se obi etumi gina TV so abode ba ko mienu amakaze ti otumfo. Mo jimi mo mu bi mo jimi. Ye de Asante festival ba yes Kevin Taylor emeden. Mrs. Otumfo senka makaze to otumfo anka men share release statement. Mo jimi o mu bi. Hwe ne hu fifire ne to kan onye dwo papa bi ona bra bomo. Afenyo ma ke moti akra eti air condition mu. Omo sifrika mu a na body gas di omochi. MPP for ni dijantra for one kran. Oti krom ohun epoda. Anopa tututu ontwitwi ne sen. Ni hu fin. Ya ntiasie and the first Kevin Taylor de media festival de kam ho ben. Kevin Taylor de ka festival de me anka fa me ho ben. Mo agimi mumubi. De bia yetumfo na man say aye personal. Into way okobutu oba so ne na wo e ma akore bi beka se me wo obi ti bebi se me wo fa. Party you see the same nantwie. Ready. Ready. Yeah, baby, Ashanti festival. You see Kevin Taylor be den. Now two for that be two for cause on me problem. Almost static Kevin Taylor no two for atem. Asantehene bi antimi medina TV so cause Kevin Taylor can say tell two for nobody. Mumu bi mu ejimi. Ashanti fest na Water Festo. Enye Kofi Festo. Enye Mfanti Festo. Eya Ashanti Fest. Enye na mechichere eya Asantefo Festival. Na Ashanti Fest de anka efa ho ben. We need de anka babe fa ho ben. Girl bi asemo kan. We need de anka babe efa ho ben. Ebia na amanfo akwahye studio akotwa nwom. Mo Asantefo de bi mo agimi. Na anka nya asema eya de na be matumi ko gina studio twa nwom be 4 years. Debia okobo adwuma ni amane kakra $200 a week. Now da ko gina studio twa nwom ayeyere ne ho etwa nwom a yentwa na young girl akotena Facebook live ato nwom 3 seconds abaye hit a channel. Na wo kuraba wo mfaso che kuraba na kwasea e wananta wo de nam. Me say Asantefo ni bi agibi. Enya asema wotuma kodi power America be de wo. De bia okoji sika wo studio edwuma ekotafrafra bro foto prapra toilet yetete bro uwi a na da kojira studio akotwa nwom 3 years aye hu deda wentuma hit e marketesi atumi so Facebook live eye enwom 20 seconds ebe hit jawa ene so wo mfaso a na wo mfaso chen kuraba wo mfaso a na wo mfaso chen eye boost mobile for chip ewurade jagopon mu bi mo chibi. Pepio, matoto, pepio. They Kevin Taylor. Dinya yo, spider na go for bow. Meet me baby or say I no go for commander Balabe cemetery. Spider. Enya sam say Asantefo bi agimi a eye de na Asantehene be ma siso. Eye adwuma etete abrofo toilet. Edina no tantara bro for toilet. Uwie ko gina studio ko twa nwom 4 years. Na enwom ni tibi ba na hite. Na aketesia bi ti de baby a wa Facebook live 3 seconds ye enwom a. Ahite pass wo live nyina. Na wo de ohu onfaso na ohu onfaso che kuraba. Wo ne kuraba ohu onfaso a. Na say ohu onfaso che kuraba because wo na chia che kuraba. E de nkwase asem so gura de gosi. Ah, e de nkwase asem ene etehu a. Ya so nkwase asem so sa e de asem so no. Now, mummy and Yadumano, me my candy make you. Now, this is a jandam we need to kill team. Yanku jandam no. Obia shaye. Aye. Otu for nanamenda, mami we answer na wakoda. Nana domi na meso me dono. Otu for nana mesromenda, minim say ma text him say we nikum. Nana twan me twan nana twan. What is this? Okay, Nana, Mamenya Jandam, Nana, Mamenkele Jandam, Nana, Nana Piao, Medo, Enyumbre, or the fire carrot cacratua, Siena Tremi, or 2 for Sheminti, maybe clean. Now, Shade, Jandam because of Ghana, we need to stop the Jandam. Nina is got to do with tariffs. Yasi atolaitim, yatun siom, NDC for na abetum, John Mahama de, or Nyeni Papa, MPP for neka, and you be set records this straight. Can you tutum, any lighter yatutum? And it insua to no a free in a buy a NDC for no mutimo ding and no matter to canium and I say a buyer never horn and no way jiminti negotiations be on Mokoya Sebio almost see mu and a Sebio MDC for catch them one wentie and I may bedru hana Mummy and the facts now eka now and the MPP for sorry are not almost social media omunya opportunity be as on better TV so all that they do is they want to throw dust. And another communicator, we onya kora good morning Ghana, Papa Penyini. Oye teni. Debi amekame se MPP muno. So amo pe obi e yuzuno. Adampena. Debi amo sheshe teni bako no mo yuzuno. Papa Penyini we betina TV so ende ebeke kankwasi asem. And all because NIGERIAN say Jandam eno mbetum de wini power biem. Ede adada Ghana for. Enti sebio ono teni no ni refi no ho na wabetena TV so say the idea is to lie to Ghanaians say ya to kaniem ya to nsuom into wabetena TV so no abaya association ontumi nka ice cream obetwa tro ama Ghana for bia to mutrim and you be set records ni straight now you be kire mo nsema o maka any atra omodi and why and the kanye ya tutum no it's got nothing to do with NDC aban decision omoteki na a purely MPP for decision. Omuteki ye emra. Omune IMF focus ye. Yedi ye tiko share IMF agreement no. Sa agreement na ye ni IMF ko sign ye no. NPP abai led by Oforiata, Gabi Ochredakon, Eye Bamti, Ekufuado, Mahamudu Bawumia, the head of the economic management team. Omune IMF kotina seka say this is what they want to do. If we say na almost say economy na kodu point bia. Na yentumi nya ho hwe na momia nkotie MPP communicator we kai se o yiri wo fie o ba sebio o webusianfo ye onkofo a omo frɛ ne se uncle at the end of the day no asem be free wano aba no ene be kyerɛ se wadwini kofie ana wadwini nkofie wabetena TV so to deliberately lie to Ghanaians. Now after this guy egia Jandam ni wie no Gideon Boako ana oye the special aid to Bawumia. In fact, so what is about Bawumia kekan kwasi asama ono na advice Bawumia on economy. Na oya Bawumia senior advisor when it comes to economy no. And he said Bawumia jina bedwom na okeka ensem na ototo papa so a nipa ono ne tena dem etu ne fo. Se okwa kokeka sansem we no Gideon Boako. Ono so kotena parliament. Eye obi show so e wa sempa. Obi opeso ye MP. Oba beto ye twen no. Oje si ejimi. Oni Obi and negotiate we chire e discuss the omo person beye and on the 12th or on the 13th omo kotena asempa and ono so kotwa atro e wo asempa FM. Now first of all no yen starting free good morning Ghana entra papa we betwa ye so wo hia na ka chen say o trofo he has no credibility because we are going to prove to Ghanaians say the MPP as a political party no dia mu komunne no sunlight bill no water bill ya tumu no eye omo na de Ghana kon ekose eye de agreement ase enu ntina eye Ghana ende ya to kanie makodu bebi edu enu ntina ya to nsuo makodu bebi edu ye nka ne tra keke ye metietie ye me ya bodwe se mwa ye me se nwan ma emekekem ye de eye de adanse ne evidence ye the fact ne betare to na Ghana for ehu no kre no. Yeah, first of all let's listen to this Jandam wey any atro number 1.
I've listened to Honorable and I've listened to some of his colleagues.
Okay.
You can see that there is a push of the blame elsewhere as to why they are increasing tariffs, which is not the appropriate way to start.
It's a PIDGIN that announces tariffs.
No, but he says something which is very fundamental. We need to clarify that side before we can put on the building blocks.
Okay.
He said that the IMF agreement was what the previous government agreed that there will be quarterly increment in electricity tariffs or other tariffs. My colleagues have made it very clear that there is no such an agreement. In fact, before I came to I predicted this in my camp. I've clarified with a lot of people. They said there should no such an agreement. So the NDC should tell people that we have a decision to make, and this is the decision we have made. But you cannot push the decision to make such a choice on the fact that somebody have more or less made it to be binding on you. That is just irresponsible. And this is what we know. The campaign on research, so far, the research is not going very well, in my opinion. No. Having said that, so perhaps they should go ahead to publish where they think the agreement requires them to make a quarterly adjustment. So having said that, let me put this in a proper perspective. Ghanaians need to be aware that it is a choice that they have made. Just 2 weeks ago, they celebrated with fanfare the fact that they have cancelled whatever is when it comes to, please, you have had your chance. Let me rest. You can then have the opportunity to rebut. Otherwise, we cannot flow. Yes. So you have made that decision to put burden on Ghanaians by increasing tariffs. Just make it very clear that we have given you this and we are taking this away from you. But do not push it that it was somebody who made you to take that decision. That is just an irresponsible way of doing governance. So you have made that decision and you are putting the burden on the Ghanaian.
Who made the decision to bring this guy on TV? Mr. Akwa, we want to make ice cream. Who actually made the decision to bring this guy to come and sit on TV to decide the decision on this thing? Who made the decision to bring this guy on TV? These are the communicators, MPP, Al-Flodi. These are the spillovers. They made a decision to bring this guy to come and state decisions to us. Now, let us correct something here. The guy said there was no decision. Now, Okasano, osi quarterly increment na abedawa 3 months biano ya too light ene eye insume ene diakano or say there is no such agreement between, or there was no such agreement between the NPP government and the IMF. That is what Decision Man was saying. Decision was saying that, and he's in his own words, there is no such agreement, or say he clarified from so many people. So after he clarified from all those people, he made a decision to come and sit on TV to tell us that the decision was that there was no such agreement. Say, Ghana and the IMF, Etnase and the MPP say every quarter, biano, they were going to, or they will make a decision to increase tariffs. So decision has spoken. Now, after decision made this vague, unsubstantiated decision statement, Gideon Buakwa or the advisor to Bawumia, economic advisor, in fact, his personal advisor and aide to Bawumia, also call Asempa to go make a similar statement. Now, this is Gideon Buakwa.
Minia John Jinapo is quoted to have said, Omuji e-levy freeware, Omobeto electricity mo, to make up for the revenue shortfall. If that is true. Okay.
Increase in tariff, no, I say IMF is demanding that.
It's not true. It cannot be true. IMF program said and I'm a boy.
Yes.
From 2009 to 2017, 8 years 9 days before the 7 years out of the 8 years, almost to electricity tariff. The only affair NDC anto electricity boom 2009 omodi kabayen. 7 out of 8 years almost to electricity tariff.
Asempa FM.
President Akufo-Addo ebe inherited IMF program under the NDC. Am no ND am chi ono also sign introduce IMF program in the 8 years of 2 different IMF programs. But 8 years now President Akufo-Addo aban wo ho ni nyina no. Out of the 8 years no, only 3 years and MPP aban to electricity boom Ghana. 2017 MPP anto electricity boom Ghana. 2018 yanto electricity boom Ghana. There was a reduction of 17.46%. 2019 and year 17.5%. 2020 Akufo-Addo anto electricity boom Ghana. 2021 Akufo-Addo anto electricity boom Ghana. 2022 Akufo-Addo anto electricity boom Ghana. In fact 2020 crowd were share electricity. 2023 and what two electricity boom and last year or 6%. Now IMF program on you 6%. It is a uba bemunne. Now be catch and say Akufo-Addo wo na IMF programs mienu na wo 8 years ni nyina no. Mfie miensa pe and odi to electricity boom. Mfie num wan to electricity boom. Wo buy no. IMF program na Akufo-Addo wo na wan to electricity boom no. Preko pe what say IMF was to electricity boom now one cannot crunch Ghana for.
All right, so let's stay here. Oh, say we more liars. Now should be say journalists not in anymore. Say or you're truthful. Say be no kind of cry and I say he's daft, but majority of people don't know. Gideon Bwako asma no cannot say. IMF programs are abanyina be seen no. There was no programmer. A trese was here to light bill mu. Now the question here is, programs are Yamfani said the immediate program before Akufo-Addo Modian Ebano. Na a JM NDC programmer yadi huko jimu. Satana NDC edge $900 million every IMF for. Today we are talking about $3 billion. Now the issue is the two IMF programs no are the conditions the same. You cannot tell me say JM ana eye de Akufo ko IMF na in the component eye the agreement no eye increment in quarterly tariffs say enkanwa. It does not mean say woko IMF last year that agreement no eye quarterly increment in our tariffs no should not be in there in the first place. Sika JM mukoje wa IMF no enu bi ena mukoje no IMF. We are asking, a time a number IMF program, Akufo-Addo time no. Time a JM call IMF no, na Ghana car a swaya edeko IMF na a sing. And a time a na Akufo-Addo echo IMF no, na a car a swa Ghana na a sing. These are two separate programs that comes with two different agreements. So you cannot sit on radio and say, Kufo ko IMF. Mahama ko IMF into the same program should apply to IMF na Akufo-Addo eniba omia ko no e kire unim nyansa e kire wo journalist na oto no so wonya smart and I say deliberately no why adwene say you want to misinform the public because you cannot compare Kufuor's IMF to JM's IMF to Akufo-Addo's IMF. These are three different programs which in them no their agreement carries different components. Inti JM ko IMF akope 900 million no any Akufo-Addo eko IMF akope 3 billion no. You want the agreement because time na JM eko IMF no na a car a Ghana so no it was not more than 54 billion. So then na JM agreement oko sign with IMF no it should be the same as agreement Akufo-Addo na Ghana deka over 1.6 trillion. Any Ghana eka daho. Why? How can it be the same? Why is he not looking at the respective IMF programs and the component in them? Because we are talking about specific IMF programs and the specific agreements they signed. You cannot tell me, say, Herbert Mensah be kotoko CEO. And Obifofra be kotoko CEO. As far as Herbert Mensah be kotoko CEO, no, on any rules and regulations and the way he signed his contract, no, as far as Obiswa be kotoko CEO, no, he needs to abide by the same contract rules. It does not work like that because every government, every administration comes with its own agreement and how to go by things. Inti a journalist na ho na oma akwa wekeka nkwasi asem wei na okacha mu say they are informing you. Anytime can say sa obi mu no oma hene kobna sante mu no. These are people are how many politicians wait na them. Na oma be dada mo. Na we create bibia tumutim say they are intelligent, they are liars. Gideon Bwako analysis or no, nobody should consider this guy as an economist. He's a plain cut liar. On kanokre. Enuntina or sheda ko nechi. Eko ka kyerɛ say President Kufuor IMF any Mahama IMF and the Kufuor beto the ending of Mahama IMF. The Mahama IMF agreement is totally different from a Kufuor Bawumia any Oforiata agreement. That is how it is. And nitina moko IMF Ekufuor ko IMF no 1.900 million. There was a reason why Ekufuor was demanding for 3 billion. And there was a reason why JM was demanding for 900 million, because what they went with the omudi call and agreement no ko sign here. Until let me let you understand something. Gideon Boako any side decision guy no, the MPP is being disingenuous. Omujin say Jimmy, they want to lie to you. They are trying to hide the damage they have done. And the tariffs na yatutumna akosruna. They are trying to hide behind politics to make it look like say NDC na akofaba na NDC for Ghana for no. Let us take our time and see where the problem is coming from. The media Obi Munyina, they know the fact, they know the truth. Obi we Obasoko running on the ticket of NPP. He knows what he's doing. Aya Gideon Boako, he has read the Mahama IMF agreement on him, every single thing in it. NPP for they know the agreement that John Mahama IMF koye and omunim the agreement Oforiata Kennedy Ekufuor any Bawumia any IMF koye. So how can you just sit and tell your Ghanaians and say you are a lawmaker, you are an economist, and you just pick one statement at the end of the day or one definition to define every single IMF program? Actually, with Jimmy. Now, let me show you something. You see, time before Ekufuor Oforiata Bawumia Ebeko IMF. In fact, the NDC started speaking before the NPP went to the IMF. Now, the NDC didn't catch say NPP for IMF in tema, our problems compounded yet too much. One shot, the concern of the NDC in opposition was that they will end up going to IMF, the conditionalities, the agreement will be so binding to the point to say it is going to worry Ghana for a long term. Now, the reason why I'm here the crossroad program no atamil John Mahama mo and atofosimo, they were having press conferences and programs and speaking on the economy, and they said the NPP were supposed to go to IMF earlier because na ekano air pilot. Now the more you are getting in debt, the more it becomes difficult for you to sign a better agreement with the IMF. Intina atofosimo were cautioning the NPP. They should put the pride aside. They should look at Ghanaians and see the plight they are putting them through, and they will be putting them through in the future. Into the NDC in opposition, we're telling MPP say, put your pride aside and quickly go to IMF, because man calling Tema, a blow which is inevitably yours when earlier received can cause torrential hostilities. NDC for MPP for Bese, Chedia Bem on the Munjin in Tem, na one jin in Tema, one shall tough for my own sorry. But because the NPP were doing politics, because nobody said followers ne Jimmy, because nobody said Ghana for ya, because they thought to say they could rule, they could govern, they could be corrupt forever. No, they did not listen to the NDC. Now, before they went to the IMF, this is what happened. You realize, say, 2023, the opposition, Edinkan Kasafa, IMF, Nadien, MPP for Enko. This is a news report. Listen.
The minority in parliament, in a reaction to the completion of the processes leading to the IMF's executive board approval of Ghana's request for a fund-supported program, says Ghanaians should brace themselves for more hardships under the program. It says, and I quote, "Let's brace ourselves for the full consequences of this IMF deal, which will without doubt bite hard on Ghanaians, especially the youth. This is not the counsel of despair, but the reality that will soon dawn on all of us," he stated. Dr. Kazel Atoforson's statement was released moments after IMF and Ghana held a joint press conference in Washington to provide further details on the $3 billion three-year extended credit facility approved for Ghana. He states, suffice it is to say that the Kufuor-Bawumia-led government, as part of their proposal to the IMF to secure this deal, has agreed to increase utility tariffs every 3 months from last year. So far, since September 2022, electricity tariff have gone up by a cumulative figure of 75.32%, which is 27% in September 2022, 29.96% in the last quarter of 2022, and 18.36% a few days ago. The opposition National Democratic Congress, NDC, since 2021 had advocated an IMF bailout.
This is a report on year 2023. The day now Kenoforiata ekotena IMF for the first time. IMF for new year meeting and ato force mbobeka kire Ghana for say because MPP for chen ye upon the bashing and pushing them to go to IMF earlier no because they have wasted and delayed time no sa agreement omoko sign no utility bills every 3 months we abekosro. This is a prophecy not just a mere prophecy, a prophecy that was backed with facts from the NDC then, no more opposition. This is a news item. In fact, in 2022, no, electricity tariffs increment equal high as 72%. That was when na NDC for catch the Oforiata, but when Miamoni MPP for say go to IMF quickly because why say mukodua increment every 3 months be abeba. Into the moment they entered IMF no. The NDC came out quickly to say, this is what is going to happen. They are going to go into the agreement because of a car and it is going to affect our tariffs. Lights, yensio, senya, yabetun ebonum every 3 months. Video I'm about we now 2023. In fact, there's more evidence to prove say the NDC came to inherit this quarterly increment from the MPP, a agreement Omoko signing here with IMF. Now let me show you. When you go back into a timer, you see this. 2023, date show 19th of May 2023. Then ato force kaye okokano asempa. Or say Ekufuado Bawumia government has agreed to increase utility tariffs every 3 months. Minority leader. Satam na end this no opposition. Atofos bekano the same as sempa obi to catch Ghana for say enkofo na IMF no boko no bosumi bia no ye ba beto kaniem bosumi miense bia beto kaniem na obi to oman ko na Asante to they all listen to Atofosin, they listen to the crossroads, they listen to all the press conferences. Obi is aware. Asempa, most Ghanaian journalists they are aware of these facts. They know. Inti Atofosin NDC for the Dinkanka Chiremo say it is in the agreement because in Konfonisika or Maseno no, there is no way that agreement any IMF call all the way to 2037 no, we are going to pay electricity tariffs increment every 3 months biano till 2027. Eka MPP for deal. That is the only way they could get a deal with IMF because oman for sa agreement nan kan wanka IMF omo ma 3 billion no. Now all these platforms in Ghana, news outlets, they know the story. Now this is TV3 News. Utility tariffs to increase every 3 months as part of IMF deal. Atofosin date ben show May 18th, 2023. May 18th, not end this no power. No. May 18th, 2023. Na party ben no power. Na MPP no power. Atofosin end this for catch them. Say enkofo na agreement no mo koye no. Ebe me tua light bill be kosoro sa for the next 4 years. You bet you every 3 months you bet to kaniem because omudi eti ko share agreement ase. Bawomia Ekufuado Oforiata omudi eti ko share IMF ase. Moma yenye careful. Na yen kan chiro so munjai. They did not listen. Now after TV3, omwankasa cocaine eye class FM. Almost recorded a report this story no. 3 billion IMF bailout. Utility tariffs will go up every quarter. Brace up for biting consequences. Minority. Date ben show 18th of May 2023. Na NDC in our power. Na MPP in our power. The NDC were cautioning Ghanaians. Say, ye ba be win power. Or somebody say IMF deal na Ekufuado Bawumia any oforiata makwaji ato no omo de eti akɔhye agreement bi ase a every 3 months bia no ye betua electricity bill ebekosoro ene na ye hu ni nne no. Now when you move forward, another news outlet wey cocaine media Joy News IMF deal oforiata nkasa sama obie na no kan ye date hye 14th of April 2023 edie no oforiata kan ye oforiata say electricity tariff hikes, tax reforms, key conditions in securing program. Tie PZ for muntie brofo no. Oforiata time na ode ekɔ IMF no. Okoye meeting we de obeka che en say electricity tariffs ese kanea ye betutum. Any ede tax a ye de be pay Ghana for so no. E ya de a ye ntumi mpa ho ansa na sign agreement no. O si ansa na IMF bechi ye IMF agreement na tum no. E kire ye gitum say ye beton kanea mu. Ye de taxes be pay mo so. That is what Oforiata no ye finance minister e ka kire Ghana for. Inti ye den and ended 2025. A year obitumi sorry betna TV so kase President Tukofo ko IMF. A year de Mahama ko IMF. Ekufuado ko IMF. Adentina and the yato kaniema mode share a year MPP. This is the result. Oforiata kra ka kire mo say without the 3 months increment in tariffs, the IMF were not going to give us the 3 billion. Or say without us admitting say you did more taxes be pay Ghana for so no, as NPP government, you know, the IMF were not going to sign any deal with us. But if these guys had gone to the IMF early on, na NDC kachoma, and you could have avoided the electricity a year quarterly increment of a year utility tariffs. But now let's go into the books and see say IMF ni Ghana for tenas, you know, there are documents to prove say IMF any Ghana for etna see meeting no omoji to me say PURC for enfan shem say e was 3 months bia no ye to kanea mu ana. Is there document? Are there facts? Are there evidence to prove say and the kanya yatum 14% to say the ankofo ye de no e NPP for the dia bedru ha mamomfa obia mbehye NDC aban mema obia mfa bibia mbehye eye NDC John Mahama aban eye MPP nkwasiafo we na NDC A2 omofo say agreement na omudi obuti ko hyem no omon kontem na oman kontem a ye de light ni ye nsuo nyina beka ho. They ignored the NDC. In fact, they insulted the NDC. They were making fun of the NDC. They were laughing. They were telling us say NDC for nimunyansa. This is where we are. So we need to deal with it. Now let's go into the wagon. Now yanko share the evidence that explicitly shows us say a increment in this 3 months tariff year increase no a NDC de buy and say na eka MPP for agreement omone dey omone IMF sign here. Let's go into the documents. Now look at this. Already the 2024 first quarter Ghana Gas, Electricity and Water Tariff Decision, Public Utilities Regulatory Commission, PURC for Omo 2024 quarterly data and our report. And na yebe kan efrim 2024 na John Mahama nye president. 2024 na NPP and our power. So don't get it twisted. So we say our other fact change say Uncle Fambra where PURC for Omankasa report a Public Utilities Regulatory Commission Omo reporter 2024 Omo Troya details ni nyina wo ho. Let's not get this wrong, because Omo kachire say they needed e-levy. Omo kachire say so Omo pass e-levy na sa problems we nyina no esu betwa. That's what they told us. Murefi, mamu refi. Now let's go into the deal. Now, so read the document now. This is what you see in the 2024 PURC4 report, first quarter. Now, so go inside the reporter. Mami enlarge no you can follow. We don't want to hide anything. Now you see this document. Mami show table way. What table no? You see analysis 2.2. You see 2.2.1 underpinning data. You will see findings, results from analysis and data. Now, you're starting free a year esrono. especially nyabotre ne ko baby a yatro table 1 summary of data used in analysis of 2024 first quarter electricity tariffs. Omo chro 2024 first 3 months no electricity no senia omo charge ye. I don't want to confuse a lot of you. We a PURC for ankasa omo report. It is all check data now. Now check omankasa report now. You can go out there and read for yourself. This is what is in the report. So we check the summary of data used in analysis of 2024 first quarter electricity tariffs. Oba asiona ubehu A1 no ubehu hydro. And A2 no ubehu thermal. Now A1 no usha uko quarter 4 2023 parameters assumptions effective December 1st 2023. In the same report way December 1st 2023 omo first quarter omo fourth quarter 2023 no that means the first the fourth quarter of 2023 no report no ewo PURC for a results in any. Now uko asewa be hydro. Now ube 31.91 and we have fourth quarter 2023. That is the fourth quarter last 3 months of 2023. Now we are first 3 months of 2024. Into one say a year last 3 months of 2023 no almost to electricity tariff almost to hydro mu 31.91%. And on the 2024 first quarter, the first 3 months of 2024, no, and also no esa omutumu 34.81%. Now, Uba thermal. Uba will say fourth quarter 2023, the last 3 months of 2023, no. Uba will say omu de omu at the thermal no cost 68.89. And over the first quarter of 2024, which is the first 3 months, January, February, March of 2024, no, a move called 65.19. In the increment, no, it was not any increment, a year low. It has been there. They have been increasing electricity, they have been increasing fuel, they have been increasing hydro, thermal, exchange rate, no, check exchange rate now. As back as fourth quarter of 2023, that is the last quarter of 2023, last 3 months of 2023, no. Now dollar near 11.92. Oba the last quarter of first quarter of 2024, January, February, March 2024. Now dollar no 12.134. Time and now free power. The last quarter of 2024, no. Now almost 15 and over. Now I want you to understand ejuma or my yato. Problems are omodi Ghana Koma, and they are trying to make it look like say President Kofi IMF, Mahama IMF, Ekufuado IMF, Mahama Nakofa problem whereby sa problem where a problem NPP for ejato agreement omoko signing ya. They know said this agreement is going to cause a lot of problems. Okay, the reason why it's not NPP or power, not every single day omone PURC for issue in say. Every time you have a PURC for episode of the raw data, the physical or the realistic numbers are also when it comes to light bill and water bill. No, what the NPP were doing in the say, they were always telling PURC say they should cut the prices down, and that the government was going to later make sure say they come and pay that debt. Until they were always telling them say they were going to make sure they subsidize. Into the biano own time and MPP was no say PURC Ebetrom reporter. There's always a back and forth with the government because the government didn't want PURC to give you the raw picture. So they were always covering up the raw numbers. This is the first time you are seeing the raw numbers from PURC because the NDC is not interested in covering up the raw numbers. The raw numbers are not based on the chiramono. And MPP for any omoku. They be PURC for person omode utility tariffs. Omoshe na omo adjustia. Na they be MPP for any omoku. It was because the finance minister and the government were always fighting PURC. Say they should not give Ghanaians the raw numbers, and that omontiso na abainaba betuyamo omo. And no na air pile ekano because we didn't have any fiscal space. We were locked up. The vacuum that was created was artificial. we did not have rule space whereby na ekanim. They had piled the system to the point to say we were at the end of the day locked up in debt. But they created the impression for Ghanaians to think, say, oh, yeah, Kotuaba, Ekufuado and lighting. But in reality, PURC, they were harboring debts. They were concealing a data government was trying to hide from you. Now, yanko a documenting. This is PURC. Omankasa documenta. Omankasa documenta. Say the NPP government, omoni IMF tnase ejitu muse. This 3 months, quarterly increment of electricity, water, any other utilities, it is in the report. In fact, the IMF agreement, it is in there. And PURC, at the end of the day, captured that. The IMF report, it has also captured that. Now, let me show you the details, the facts in the report. Now, when you look at the report itself, this is what you see. Sorry. So we share a document we are. Mami enlarge no. Na mi no one kind. This is a document. The IMF document no. Any. The PURC they have this document. This same document. The IMF also they have it. Now let's read this document. IMF Monetary Fund, page 16, Ghana. This is the IMF document. Now you read the IMF one kasa tro e agreement. Now, GDP offsetting underlying upward pressures from a more depreciated exchange rate. Additional quarterly tariff adjustment will be implemented in 2023 to compensate for any exchange rate and price movement and to bring tariffs close to cost recovery level, while efforts to improve operational efficiency of energy distribution as planned in the ESRP and the renegotiation of contracts with IPPs are expected to further reduce costs. In the IMF 4 document in Angasemuno, Omuji Tumu say from 2023, increment in the quarterly utility tariffs, it was going to go up. In the sense, say the reason why Tomlisha agreement is say ebetumi aboa ama sebio IPPs a Ghana di omoka no yetumi atua any contract bi a Ghana asensan a yentumi ntua ka no yebetumi nya sika bi di atua until they put this in agreement say na be ya omo IMF no omo ho nkyere omo. So they expected the Ghana government at the end of the day to make sure say every 3 months bi ano omo increase light bill, omo increase water bill. This is 2023. IMF any Ghana for buying a MPP buying EG2 muse every 3 months biano yento lighting. Now already point 7 now. This is what it says. I say beyond 2023, the program's baseline projections conservatively assumes that the sector shortfall will be gradually reduced to reach 1.7% of GDP in 2026. Say yetoto eye kaniemu every 3 months. The ebesiri say by 2026 no eye Ghana eka edie no ana eka yede no esobeti so eye a percentage point of 1.7%, meaning say yakoso na say agreement a MPP sign ye no bosome miense bia yeto kaniemu na yeto nsuo ma de ebeye ne say ebeboa ema eka na yede no ye car esoye no ye betumi enya sika ye betumi enya enough revenue to do what, to fight our debts. Now so ku anima or can be you see the IMF or staff urges the authorities to aim at a more rapid reduction in the sector shortfall under ESRP to create fiscal space for priority spending. This could be notably achieved through additional ad hoc tariff increases while protecting vulnerable households. Mami take last part in Mountie. Or say, this could notably achieved through additional ad hoc tariff increases while protecting vulnerable households. Almost say, Ghana, a car esoye, say you bet me a konsaka no, na you bet me to IMF, Bessia Yakwaje, na ye betime tua IPP sa omo boy ma yenka ne agina so a e was say at the end of the day no yenka ne no bosom miensa bia no agreement omo ne MPP call ye ne say e was say bosom miensa bia ne ye to kane mu eno nkoa ne ade a ebetumi aboa Ghana ama ye sika sam agina ne naso by 2026 ending. Inti when you read this document I was say the agreement na MPP Oforiata Bawumia and IMF ko sign no they put us in a corner in an agreement we will be increasing electricity tariffs, water, all these utility tariffs every 3 months biano from 2022 ending to 2026 no I was bosome miensa biano yatum. Now sir who read the document now you read it show we are showing you the evidence at the kudientia MPP for and a cover problem we aba and quickly they are making it look like so many idea bia ho sa MPP we omunya party omunim nyansa person mo Ghana. Ghanaians, you need to understand say it's a political party omutwatro. They think say ye Jimmy and you see they have gotten some media houses bia omo boa omo adada Ghana for Mr. S, Mr. P. Right, I will show this. I will show the source, the first page. All right. It's moment kind 5.0 no. Ehona obehu asema omo kan ye ewo sa IMF document. Where IMF document? We have the page in the background. Now I can kasa wako page no. Now I kind document no because we don't want to mislead anybody. Yani we don't believe in jandam. We believe in the facts. Now already 5.0 IMF document now. This is what they have written. Over 5.0 electricity and water tariff adjustment for first quarter 2024. In the document, answer na MPP every power no. Omuji to mu say agreement 2024 first quarter first 3 months from 2024 I was say you increase electricity tariffs every 3 months. And it's 2025 we increase the electricity tariffs. And end this na kofa buy omo buy na agreement ne da ho. Agreement MPP for assign into the document where which is the PURC reporter Omankasa echo extract a free IMF report now. This is what it says. Now the commission where PURC for report no the this is the PURC report na make kind show no. We have the IMF report in the back show. Say, the commission will continue to implement the quarterly tariff review. TA. PURC for a report on 2024. No, almost say, the be the red namakino, read with me. Canada Japan best read my lips. Obi on table be asano kasa. PURC for a report in 2024. Almost say, the commission will continue to implement the quarterly tariff review mechanism per its rate setting guidelines for quarterly review of natural gas, electricity, and water tariffs. Monitor the operations of the utility service providers to ensure value for money and quality of service delivery. TA, or see, the commission will continue. So report to a 2024 PURC report. Almost say the commission will continue to implement the quarterly tariff review mechanism per its rate setting guidelines for quarterly review of natural gas. So it means every quarter biano, every 3 months biano, omo be increase natural gas, omo gas, omo beto electricity, and omo beto insume water. Omo we are not omo monitor. Now omo kwe say furthermore. The commission encourages utility services providers to double their effort in revenue collection in order to address the financial difficulties which bedeviled utility services providers. Into the reason why IMF for NPP are buying Bawomiani Oforiatam ni Ekufuadomo edi omutisha agreement we mun say no munim say ekwan we so nkwan ekwan a omu betumi ayeden omu betumi erase sika edi etua eka ye di IMF. Because IMF were asking Oforiata, Bawomiamo say, how are you going to pay your debt? ɛna oforiata de ba omiam sɛ ɛndeɛ ɛwɔ sɛ de bia no ye mia Ghanafoɔ na bosome miɛnsa bia yɛto kaneam yɛto gasim yɛto nsuom sɛnea ɛbɛyɛ a ɛyɛ ECG mo yɛbɛboa amonita ɔmo through PURC na ɔma yɛ de ɔmo tuma gyegye ɛyɛ light bill ni yie agyegye water bill ni yie ameki sure sɛ yɛ gas no yɛtɔn ni yie na yɛnya mfasoɔ de atua yɛ ho ka. Inti IMF deal no mko sign here no agreement no clearly no omko kacha IMF for say omo ma yentu insuo kanea ene se bio gas mu every 3 months yentu bonim sane be betumi nye siketua ye ho ka. This is PURC edian 2024 report. Now so uko pick IMF wankasa documenta. Does it actually tell you clearly say Ghana for omo ni yetena ase no they actually came to that agreement to say your utilities, I was say bosumi miense bia na yatum. And this is a reporter yɛtwerɛ under ɛyɛ Ekufuado Bawumia Oforiata ɔmo na ɔmo kɔtena IMF ɛtwerɛ signing agreement way. Intani yɛato kaneam yɛato nsuom na bosumi miense bia yɛtum kɔ soro a ɛnyɛ NDC ɛyɛ mo MPP no ɛyɛ ɛka a ɔmo gyato Ghana so ɛna NDC aban no air fight. Now let me show you. This is the IMF report. Let me enlarge it. Where International Monetary Fund document we obia betuma kohwehwa akan. Now so what kind document now? Where IMF documents? These are legitimate documents. We are not hiding anything from you. Let me read the document with you. Osha date na eshesuna. May 2023. Go on the IMF website, you will see it. Yeah, mamati asese and they are talking near my NDC. MPP Bawumia Ekufuado. Kede de Japan mo enomdi etikwasha agreement ase. And into a year to Kanium. Now, when you read the document from IMF, where a legitimate IMF document, uhiako IMF website, you will find it. Mr. P, Mr. S, team. Do you have something for me? Okay, you want me to add this to it, right? Okay, Mr. S, I'll add this to the document. Me team this for document to be ensanka ho. Into a ready way we are the another document to be account. This is all coming from the IMF. Thank you, Mr. S. Now let's read this document. Request for an arrangement under the extended credit facility. That is the IMF agreement. Where May 2023. Press release, staff report, and statement by the executive director for Ghana. Now, when you read the document, this is what it says. In the context of the request for an arrangement under the extended credit facility, the following documents have been released and are included in this package. A press release including statement by the chair of the executive board, staff report, a debt sustainability analysis, debt sustainability analysis, supplementary information, statement by the executive director of Ghana, IMF transparency policy. Now, let's go into the document. This is the document. Let's read it. Now, when you read the document, IMF, on website as well, that is where we read each IMF document and can clearly say GDP offsetting underlining upward pressure from a more depreciated exchange rate. Additional quarterly tariff adjustment will be implemented in 2023. This is an IMF document. Agreement no sign here, no. It is clearly stated in it to say tariff adjustment will be implemented in 2023 to compensate for any exchange rate and price movement and to bring tariff close to cost recovery level. When you read the IMF document, it is stated in there clearly. This is May 2023. May 2023, na MPP na power. Na Oforiata na signing agreement with the IMF. So it is clearly, it is in the IMF document to say it was implemented in 2023. Entire day and the Gideon Boakotna Asempa. No kache Ghana for say IMF and the Kanya Yatutumno Yemblemu ba John Mahama. Actually, wait, Jimmy. I am not speaking from my mind. I am speaking from IMF document. Ghana and IMF signing here. This is not my document. I did not make this document up. This was an agreement signed by NPP government and the IMF. And it has clearly been stated in there, say, the additional quarterly tariff adjustment will be implemented in 2023 to compensate for any exchange rates. It is not say, I had to say, Yashada. Yeah, Mr. S, I know. Yes, which one are you giving me? Yes. So when you, in fact, say, Opesa already document way, if you want to even go up, now already free surah, you will see something like this. Let me show you. So about top one, let's read from the top. You understand what I mean. The Power Utilities Regulatory Commission, PURC, recently raised electricity tariffs by close to 30%. That is prior to action, bringing the cumulative increase since mid-2022 to 57% to help reduce the cost recovery gap and limit this year's shortfall to around 2.7% of GDP. It is a opesa already documenting every topper. This document is the IMF report. In the IMF report, it says the Power Utilities Regulatory Commission, PURC, recently raised electricity tariffs by close to 30%, bringing the cumulative increase since mid-2022 to 57% to help reduce the cost recovery gap and limit this year's shortfall to around 2.7% of GDP. Meaning, they started increasing utility tariffs from 2022. They started increasing it even before they went to IMF to go and put Ghana in this agreement. So how can any NPP person sit on TV, and tell Ghana for say, NDC and Alberto Kanium way back in 2022, and I'm what started quarterly, what started to Kanium. But the reason why you are not seeing it is those were the kind of things they were doing. They were suppressing it. They were not telling you, but they were all in the documents. The NPP are diabolic. They are bad people. They know what they did in opposition. They collapsed your country. This document I'm showing you, go to the PURC report. It is there, 2024. Go to the IMF agreement. It is in there. I am not making this up. These are all facts. These documents I'm showing you, Nina are factual. We have not taken any word out. If you go on IMF website, what I am showing you is there. Inti then MPP for better TV. So Gideon Boako. Now when you listen to Gideon Boako again, tie the oka. Munte Gideon Boako.
Minia John Jinapo is quoted to have said, say Omuji levy free wa. Omobeto electricity mo to make up for the revenue shortfall. Yabusa say yakoya say by if that is true. Okay.
Increase in tariff, no, I say IMF is demanding that.
It's not true. It cannot be true. IMF program say neba, and I'm a boy.
Yes.
From 2009 to 2017, 8 years 9 days before you are by mono. 7 years out of the 8 years, almost electricity tariff. The only affair NDC anto electricity boom 2009 omodi kabaye. 7 out of 8 years almost electricity tariff.
Asempa FM.
President Akufo-Addo ebe inherited IMF program under the NDC. Am no ND am chi ono also sign introduce IMF program in the 8 years or 2 different IMF programs. But 8 years now President Akufo-Addo aban wo ho ni nyina no. Out of the 8 years, only 3 years, and MPP about to electricity boom Ghana. 2017, MPP and to electricity boom Ghana. 2018, yan to electricity boom Ghana. There was a reduction of 17.46%. 2019, and year 17.5%. 2020, Akufo-Addo and to electricity boom Ghana. 2021, Akufo-Addo and to electricity boom Ghana. 2022, Akufo-Addo and to electricity boom Ghana. In fact, 2020 crowd were chair electricity. 2023 and what to electricity boom, and last year or 6%. Now IMF program on you 6%. It is a uba be munne. Now be catch and say Akufo-Addo wo ho na IMF programs mienu na wo ho 8 years ni nyina no mfie miensa pe na odi to electricity bom mfie num wan to electricity bom wo bae no IMF program na Akufo-Addo wo ho na wan to electricity bom no preko pe wo say IMF so to electricity bom a na won kan no crunch Ghana for
we na omulidi Ghana, such a blatant liar. We mono, they don't deserve to be politicians. So the mistake we have been making over the years, and they say, so be and we say kura, nasa obetna homo moboa. They are dangerous. Obi nimsa kwaneboa. What has President Kufuor's IMF agreement got to do with the Kufuor's IMF agreement? What has John Mahama's IMF agreement, John Mahama 1, 2015 IMF agreement, got to do with 2024, 2023 Kufuor IMF agreement? How do you correlate these two? It is a Kufuor IMF agreement. Now, increment of electricity tariff anymore. Does it mean say 2024 Kufuor, 2022 Kufuor IMF agreement? It cannot be in there. How do you call these guys economists? How do you entertain such people? Anytime I demand, sometimes you keep some of the words because this is total disrespect to the Ghanaian. But I don't blame Gideon Boaku. I blame Obino Tuono. Because it was the same platform and Atufo Sekotena to say these people are going into an agreement that is going to force Ghanaians to increase electricity tariff every quarter. Obi knows, Obi Munyinanim, but you see, they sit with these people behind the scenes and they deliberately come out to lie to you. How can you compare a Kufuor IMF to Kufuor's IMF? How can you compare a John Mahama 2015 IMF deal to a Kufuor 2023 IMF deal? How do you do that? How do you expect all the agreements to be the same? In fact, Kufuor IMF no na Ghana GDP is saying. Mahama 2015 Eko IMF no na Ghana GDP is saying. Kufuor IMF no Baomiam IMF no na GDP is saying. Kufuor IMF no na Ghana at that point no na Ghana dollar exchange rate net saying how much was Kufuor demanding or asking from the IMF? How much was John Mahama 2015 or IMF? How much was he asking? He was asking for just $900 million. Time Manamoko IMF no, what was our GDP? What was the exchange rate? How much were you demanding from the IMF? 3 billion. So you expect the agreement to be the same? I try to restrain myself. I swear to God. It is not my wish to insult people, but sometimes it's so tough. It is not my wish to tell somebody that they are stupid, to tell somebody that they are deliberately misinforming Ghanaians, disinforming Ghanaians because they think say Jimmy such a to me. That is my problem. It hurts me when I use such words against people. But when I look at them and the kind of disrespect they disrespect Ghanaians, the way they see say Jimmy, but they can just go on radio and then and it hurts me say we get Ghanaians sitting there hailing such people. Let me tell you, we don't get up in the morning to come sit here and say, where they were Jimmy, where we don't sit in the morning to say we want to do that. It is when these people continuously, consistently, out of their inconsistency, try to disrespect the intelligence of Ghanaians and not forcing people like us to use the kind of words we use. This is straightforward insult to the intelligence of Ghanaians. And the IMF sat with the NDC government, right? This is what the IMF said.
Minister noted that government has passed an amendment to the Procurement Act to ensure that all central government procurement contracts go through the Minister for Finance under the authority or Central Tender Review Committee.
With pragmatic and bold measures have been put in place to address the large payable buildup as at end 2024, which resulted in large primary deficit compared to the program modest surplus. These measures aimed at strengthening our spending commitment control system, eliminate the accumulation of payables, enhance budget credibility, and promote fiscal and debt sustainability. These measures include the following. 1. We have commissioned the Auditor General together with 2 international audit firms to audit the payable and commitment to validate their legitimacy and value and provide recommendations for collective actions.
On ECG and revenue collection, The finance minister noted that the implementation of the recently announced quarterly tariff adjustments by PURC was executed to satisfy the structural benchmark conditionality under the program. On his part, the IMF mission chief, Stefan Rude, commended government for their quick recovery to get back on track with the IMF program objectives.
First, the external position has continued to improve with rapid accumulation of international reserves by the Bank of Ghana, and indeed the accumulation of reserves has clearly outperformed the program objectives. Economic growth in 2024 was also stronger than expected. However, overall performance with respect to the program's targets and objectives deteriorated significantly in 2024, reflecting policy slippages in the run-up to the general elections. Both the government's primary balance and inflation missed the targets. Several structural reforms have also been delayed, and some of the milestones in this area were missed. Fortunately, since then, the authorities have adopted bold corrective measures in several areas to ensure observance of the program objectives for 2025 and beyond.
IMF country director Neka Sandeno. Omni Ghana Tenase. So far. Aban we buy no omo se nyoma ejina ne naso. Bank of Ghana atoto nyoma ma eyomo wanwa sibia nyoma ejina ne naso no. Broni ni kasa no o say 2024 ya start say ya toto nyoma na nyoma ejina so. Die esiye ewo 2024 ending ne say omo hu say before election 2024 no Ghana sikasem amanfo bi sa de omo nsa bomu. Broni na ende oti Ghana ene ato force de di nkomo no o say 2024 before elections no je ne mko agreement na mo ka asem odito to nyoma no NPP ni yakọ agreement om ka say omo hihye nyoma yi a na ye hwe omo no e ka bosomi ba ko mienu miensa me yakoto aba no Ghana sikasem esa aseye. But ose obo aban we aba so for the 3 months no meji sikasem no omo tumi ama Bank of Ghana gina ne na so omo tumi asa de Ghana sikasem ejina ne na so omo hu say omo tutu nyoma atofo sen kasa no o se e wo se agreement we da ho de ye ko a ye betumi akoma na afri ho ne se eye enkwahya MPP de ye ko hye mu eye ye tariffs a eye bosomi miensa bia e wo se ye tum no NDC aban e bo mo modin bia se omo we pe kwan bi so na omo yi Ghana tire free ase nkakra ene na ema broni ni kasa no o se eye IMF program na ye ne mo koye no na ye dwen se peke eye se peke a me yekoto aba no eho na MPP aban e de omo nsa bom sikemu into before elections no MPP aban ba omia Ekufuado Bamti Gabi mu bedi etuom no omo sa wia musika no ema musika sam sa seye na eye ye wanwa se ende no mo kasei bosom miensa pepepe mo NDC for etuama Ghana musika sem gina ne naso but sankofo we ochina no pa omo we ka kire se NDC aban ena ede light bill kosro Ghana ni bia obetie MPP na wo problem wo wadwenem Ghana ni bia obesori anopa se me wo MPP na me wo MPP ye pese MPP ba power na sebio bibi kakra how we should not give the NPP any opportunity and me no ka say eye guta almost akasa almost say eye surprises aye dia to eye den eye kanea insuo increment in eye these tariffs no guta for say e was say Ghana ye tenase na ye hwehwe nsemu because omo woni say nipa bi enedi abro especially uba ECG sika omuwiaye and the guta the Ghana Union of Traders Association has opposed the recent increase in utility tariffs approved by the Public Utilities Regulatory Commission. Almost say increment na no edin. Na emom no omo pese omo ka kira aban say aban entwa na ni nkwohwe omo ana omo hwe ye nkanea so. Omo hwe ECG so na omo nya nhwehwemu na omo amabo kro no ye nchi omo ntum Every say, good for them who say, problem a ye komunde no, enye NDC abana de ba ye. Ghana Union of Traders ne who say, eye abaya na ewo ho, send your man manage your electricity ye. Send your man manage ECG ye. Send ya sika sem, omo tutu pansam ye, omo jiji sika wo ECG no modi. Afenyo Markin, Idrisu, Anodompre, Keligajapo, Eye Dubik Mahama, Napo as energy minister. Guta say, Aban when trying to accountability, probity is important. Because Guta for them who say, Bra ye Brennan deno, because of MPP4, mismanagement of our energy sector. Sika omudie, inti sa Aban when to man trio maswa, na yene osi blame Aban we, inti Guta for krakasa no. Eye IMF for penny ni ka say ampa ofwa gutafo no so efri say omuni Ghana eye adwuma omu bra ye brand na eye de MPP aban sene omantumi antoto ye electricity company ye sika sam ye sene omu wi ye light poles afenyo akemo anodompremo MPP for ko gu ECG omu wi containers no ende broni a ofri IMF krampo efwa gutafo so munko tie asema broni ni kan ye
Regulatory Commission to increase tariffs for water and electricity, insisting it is needed to improve the fiscal situation. More in this report.
2-week assessment of Ghana's program. The IMF said fiscal slippages in the run-up to the 2024 elections led to large accumulation of payables and also reforms which were also being delayed. But the IMF, in this particular joint meeting, indicated that the new authorities have taken bold steps to address some of these slippages, which include the hike of electricity and also water tariff.
As the government adjusts utility prices between on the one side, the importance of those adjustments to strengthen the SOEs in the sector and make sure that public finances overall are sustainable, and on the other side, the implication that it has, especially for the most vulnerable. And I think when we discuss with the authorities, we very much focus on these two aspects. So think about the electricity price increase that PORC has announced recently. On one side, it is very necessary to strengthen the position of ECG so that ECG in turn is able to pay its bills to the power producers, and that in turn you as Ghanaians continue to have access to electricity on a continuous basis.
Now, what has man Bruni Kano? Or say, the course ni nyina no, I was here TSC say, ECG, and a cover problem by omudi ECG nim, na omo yeden, na ECG show monsa. Den, afenyo marking. Den, yedi ECG show monsa, Dubik Mahama, Mamicho, Anodompre. These are the people na omo catch them say, we need to make sure. I am a phone my advice. Almost support guta. ECG mismanagement. Post are young and the Kennedy to me general bedroom. No, I catch a Ghana for say, or post good warehouse, or meters good warehouse. After your marking, another pray. These people were the unim say, Fremont Parry, not Fremont Parry Baba, not or the ECG board. So unimza. The chief of staff, the daughter of the chief of staff, Fremont Parry, not ne Baba. Fremont Paris' daughter was on the ECG board. Apart from us having these people on the board, apart from the NPP minority piglets, frontliners, yadi omukotu ECG board no. Do you know say Fremont Paris oye NPP chief of staff, Ekufuor the chief of staff for 8 years. No? Do you know, say, na Fremont opare ne baba, and so that ECG boards. Do you know? Yeah. Fremont Paris' daughter was on the ECG board. These people were all on the ECG board. Into the damage they did, no problem we aba. And into the IMF for say accountability is important. Fremont Paris ne baba ni. Let me show you. You see, that is Fremont Paris' daughter. On the general, on the share red, no. Fremont Paris ne baba no. She was on the board of ECG. 80 they deliberately stole from you people. These are criminals. Do not sit in Ghana and blame John Mahama. John Mahama ni NDC powder bang. Fremont Parebaba was on the board of ECG. Also, these are people who stole from you. And they, as we speak, now watch this. What? Listen to this.
Regulatory Commission to increase tariffs for water and electricity, insisting it is needed to improve the fiscal situation. More in this report.
2-week assessment of Ghana's program. The IMF said fiscal slippages in the run-up to the 2024 elections led to large accumulation of payables and also reforms which were also being delayed. But the IMF, in this particular joint meeting, indicated that the new authorities have taken bold steps to address some of these slippages, which include a hike of electricity and also water tariff.
As the government adjusts utility prices between on the one side, the importance of those adjustments to strengthen the SOEs in the sector and make sure that public finances overall are sustainable, and on the other side, the implication that it has, especially for the most vulnerable. And I think when we discuss with the authorities, we very much focus on these two aspects. So think about the electricity price increase that PORC has announced recently. On one side, it is very necessary to strengthen the position of ECG so that ECG in turn is able to pay its bills to the power producers, and that in turn you as Ghanaians continue to have access to electricity.
ECG were not paying the IPPs, so we were making losses. And then IMF no catch them no. And who were the people handling ECG? These were the people in charge of ECG. These three people today leading MPP in parliament, they are the corporates. Containers and when parliament resumes, and say, Mr. Speaker, we don't agree. These are piglets. These are not people we have to take serious. Do not listen to MPP Jandamu. They don't have anything to say. They know some part negu. These are people you cannot trust. The chief of staff, Frema Opare, Nebaba, was on the board of ECG. Mon friend Mbusan, Olo Jina Hono. Unim Sika Otama Nemame. She was quietly sitting there. Containers na irano. Sanko fu ejina tam de also tamko. Then you sit here and you tell me say, Mahama na abeto kaniem. They did it. And it's quickly. They are all over the place. Mumblemu NDC. The MPP is not a party that you can trust. The NPP as a political party, you cannot trust them because they don't respect Ghanaians. Because I'm just a Ghana for nyansa. And only the frustration people like us, it pisses us off. They be a betanani kasana muji say ni personal issue. Yani obi any personal problem. But you person Ghana for who kreno, the NPP, they have nothing good for you. Ignore them. They are to forcing Finance Ministry, John Dramani Mahama, the NDC government will change things. They will correct the system. They will make sure that the next 42 years, Ghana, Ebenyan and Tuma Pefra, we will put Ghana on the right track. They will destroy whatever we are building now. So let's not listen to these people. Let's not give NPP any room. It is Jandam. You're too light munne. The next 3 months, you're too. You better can near moi copy 2027 January. Yes. And Ghana for you to be we cannot do anything about it because that is the agreement we signed with IMF under Ekufuado Bawumia Kenuforiata. That is the agreement. There's nothing the NDC government can do. We cannot do anything. From now to January 2027, you have to brace yourself for the work NPP did, the danger they put us in, the horrible contract they made us sign, the agreement they knew was going to affect we, the ordinary citizens. And the Otebantama and they what tafo and they what South Central so what to asafo what Ghana ha baby ani atom kan yemu a Oforia tani MPP no omo nko sign this agreement no. The John Mahama NDC administration, they have done nothing wrong. Don't let these people lie to you. They deliberately did this. They destroyed your energy sector. They made sure say Oma ran them down and almost signed a contract on Kofi. Today they are sitting on the fringes, they are sitting on the walls, and they are telling you say, NDC for 3 more thing. Almost the light bill from Ende. You started to Kanyemu from 2022. They were lying to you. They didn't show you. John Mahama, they don't have any reason to lie to you. That is why you are seeing the raw figures. And we all have to work hard to fight this. John Mahama cannot fight this alone. Atofose cannot do this alone. The NDC as a political party, they can't do it. It is you and I. It is out to Swami. Sawote, aya asafuna o cold store. Now Ajini will say, oh, yeah, campaign it here, John Mahama. Oh, per se MPP no, NDC ni ya. Wuna obebre, if we say, and the increment by 180, ayawu. So we are supposed to put that basic tribal political sentiments on the side. Let us look at the minutest issues. The issue that has brought us here. NPP as a political party, I have taken my time to explain. So almost say more document be a counter document. Say they should use their platforms to bring those documents. They will never talk about these things because they don't have the mental capability to do this. They don't have the genuineness of heart to do this. This is what we were built to do. And the reason why we love to do this is because me pese Ghana for no krenase. Ghana for a protect your way. Ghana for who say yede no krena chichire mine. So yenye bete sadia nasia. Nobody can lie to us. No single Ghanaian can lie to Ghanaians. Anytime last minute I will say, so we share a car in Kofi a boy ECG. Last minute table ne show. Say me boy join news for so boy. Also the table we show. Me catch you say time my MPP what power. Share a car ECG a boy. Sa table we. Me sa di show biom. You see ECG's from profitability 2012 to 2023. Over 2012 ECG number de cut $136 million. Over 2013, $246 million. A car na day as Ghanaian, sorry. ECG and the Mahama 136 million and a jump call 246 million. 2014 and a Etiba 38 million. John Mahama to be fighting Kano from 246 million to 38 million. 2015 a circle top. A circle 291 million. The year 2016, and a Kano John Mahama a breaking even. Na Ghana ECG Ndeka. Time John Mahama a free power in 2016. A handy over in 2017 January. Na ECG make a profit of 209 million. Na ECG Ndeka. In Ghana cedis, sorry, not in dollars. In Ghana cedis, no. Time John Mahama a free power in 2016, no. Na ECG, na Yandeka, near making a profit of 209 million. At least, now we had broken even. Na ECG, from 2012 John Mahama betraso, na ECG ka edeka 136 million cedis. 2013, na ECG edeka 246 million cedis. 2014, John Mahama take can also be do 38 million cedis. And a sad jump court 91 million cedis. Doom so hit ye. Time na John Mahama a free power in 2016. Na ECG and Deka. Na John Mahama NDC almost break even. John Mahama make a profit of 209 million Ghana. And Odani ECG Adoma Ekufuado. John Mahama a free power na ECG and Deka. And in 2016. Now Ekufuado mobile power 2017. January 7th, ECG ka e jump from abiane yawo sikada ho 209 million no ya bede ka 497 million 2017 and the MPP ya bede ka 497 million 2017 kwa ya ba 2018 e can jump ko 2.2 billion. This is under MPP. Na fremo parema na dubik ma na sankofo we go 2018 a jump ko 2.2 billion. 2019 and a tiba 1.46 billion cedis. 2020 election yemboka sesiano yenyamfa so of 410 million. Good job anamebwa. 2020 sikare nyarwen sa time na covid ahete IMF mayiska, World Bank mayiska, donors mayiska. Inti sa sikana ananka wose de sustain no almost ECG mboka. Enumu no be free water no. Do you remember? Aha. Enom de be da mo. Now your election 2020 and about 2021 and the Canada back to 1.4 billion. And then a jump free, breaking even of 410 million. Quickly in less than a year, we were now owing 1.45 billion because in 2020 they were lying to you about the figure they showed you. And about 2022, afena ye kanajin sem from 1.4 billion 2022 under MPP. Under NPP, na ECG deka 8 billion. 8 billion. 2023, a year to election 2024, na ECG kano move wako 10 billion. Omuja power ma John Mahama in 2025, na ECG deka 60 billion. Between 2023 and 2025 January, na ECG deka 60 billion. You think it's a joke? You think this is a joke? This is not a joke. This is a fact. These are the realities. Do not underestimate the MPP. So many opportunity to break this country down. Civil war, BC. From 2022 to 2024, ECG the 60 billion. Into sa election year, no, almost the 40 to 50 billion cedis na car ECG count. In our way, containers na ira na be ECG car, cables na ira na be ECG car, poles na ira na be ECG car. After your market na board so sign a contract ma omo. Sa companies no more be clear container goods area free airport no e be ECG car. These people deliberately destroyed this nation. Do not underestimate the MPP. And don't forget, PDS is over $500 million. PDS, when you are PDS, I'll come back with PDS. It is all got to say MPP need to TV so now I can say, I Monsha the NDC for their bar. Monkan say, hey, for Jimmy Corner your mind. They cannot help anybody in Ghana. That party called the NPP a dangerous political group. This group of people leading the NPP, these are the downfall. When the ECG downfall, light posts, street lights, you know, containers. These are the people. They were on the board. PDS $500 million. Unim say ever seen the Yenya accounts. You know that the government is looking into it. You think it's a joke? Let's not underestimate NPP. JJ Rollins Kachamo, the NPP is dangerous. And JJ Rollins Kachamo say, do not underestimate the NPP. They can kill their own and laugh. What about you? Now put me in stage these are blood-sucking dangerous people. So do not underestimate the NPP. Don't take them serious because they are a group of dangerous politicians.
The NPP cannot be underestimated. You know it, I know it. They've been in existence for a long time and have been changing their names up till this day. The nature of who they are. Listen. Munjir, the nature of who they are, what they are, where they've come from, is something they are happy with, and they will be there for a long time. Let's not mimic their behavior. Let us reach into the principles and the values that emerged out of the circumstances that gave birth to us. And if we can hold onto those principles and those values, we will move way into the future and no one can ever defeat us. We will ride and override any obstacle as we did in the past.
These are the things they don't want to hear. Collectively, we need to come together, put the political affiliation aside, and listen to what J.J. Rawlings was saying. The NPP can never be underestimated. You know it, and me, Amputee, I know it. They are dangerous. They are reorganizing. When 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 liars come together, they are like pythons. Say konkonsafo ni atrofo be enum hia, omo te say cobra. And right now they are wounded. A lot of cobra, they are gathering a lot of venom. And the venom of jandam, the venom of lies. Afei na omo krono ene omo dien atrono, afei na ebe gino. This is the time they are going to pretend and act. This is the time they are going to show you, say, they are not the evil you think they are. They are dangerous people. Do not underestimate the NPP. Oh, how quickly they came to say they know nothing about the increment in tariffs, no. The same way. And they all say, Obeko Kantamanto, yes, a content creator, Kasongo 99, Afinyo, Wakoji Mike, or Tonya Minyum. They think, say, Yadahu 1999, space in him. Omujin say, Ometumide, Mobro, Weje, Sankwasi, Anyumana, Kufomo, Deba, power, no. They still don't understand the modern day politics. They are still enshrined in their primitive tendencies, making them believe, say, Obiye Jimmy, but they are the wisest people. These are dangerous people. They don't respect the intelligence of Ghanaians. Internano, say, Kasongo 99, onam jom no akwaje Michael Kantamanto. Yento nyamenyom. Oto nyamenyoma enchesa wo nya kromfo. It does not take that thing away from you. It does not take that incompetence away from you. It does not take that corruption tag from you. It does not take the disrespect to the rule of law from you. It does not take that family and friends in the pot. It does not take from you. It does not take that tribal tendencies from you. You are still who you are. It does not matter what you do. Into the NPP, they think Jimmy. They are still doing the Patricia PJ politics. That agama lizard called Diana Samoa kind of politics. These are dangerous. They are like leopards. They are like vultures. We're dangerous. That's all I can tell you. I don't underestimate them because MPP4 over careless. How I don't underestimate them. NDC, NPP4 me echo. I don't underestimate MPP. I am always on alert when it comes to MPP. They kill their own. They still laugh about it. They don't care. So do not underestimate simple. They don't talk about it. They laugh about it at parties. So do not underestimate the NPP. It is not a political party. It's a collection and cluster of criminals, murderers, thieves, people who don't have feelings. They don't have empathy and sympathy. These are people who only are involved in power struggle. This NPP leadership and the people in this NPP is about self-enrichment. It is about suppressing people. These are pure 100% scavengers. DNA is 100% pure. They will eat you alive and laugh at your funeral. They don't care. Do not underestimate them. Men can say, Jimmy. They know what they are doing. And it's in the Kasongo 99. Onim se MPP base na saying. Let's get serious, my people. I am here to tell you the truth. I keep telling Ghanaians, I have nothing against the NPP as a political party, but I will not allow the NPP to rule again. I will never allow it. Personally, me need any problem with them, but they are not fit to govern. They are fit to deal with chieftaincy issues. I've analyzed the party. I've looked at the way they think. I've analyzed the way they do things. I know they are fit to be a chieftaincy party. They are good in chieftaincy issues. They are good in tribal issues. I'll give it to them 100%. They should take it. But when it comes to governance, no. They are not ready and ripe and sincere enough to govern a nation. They are sincere enough to their tribe. They are sincere enough to be hailing chiefs. They are sincere enough to be chief makers or king makers. I get it as chieftaincy party. But when it comes to governance, the NPP should not come close to governance again. And intina, share the two parties are yet tobacco himfie and yet tobacco in public space. The atina himfie na etna himfie. Yente party wa himfie mani medi Ghana, so it does not work like that. The motivated party no, baby a better party no, baby omujinate party no, it tells you a lot about the party. And intina Kwame Nkrumah declare independence no, ojina Independence Square. And come to me jinane them, but there's a reason why he was at Independence Square. In this obi jina himfie party, the purpose for the party is to protect himfie, not for the benefit of the nation. Into the two parties have different ideologies, vision, and reasons why they want to govern. And I've analyzed the two parties, and I know, sir, the NPP is built to be a chieftaincy or a palace party. They cannot be a party for the people. Foundation. Building a party where you build, how it stand, how it started, it tells a lot about the party and where they want to get to. Now, team, I have about 20 minutes to end today's show. All right, team, look at Moja there. You see this story. Matisse and Kofi yedidi. They didn't say. Yes, say the new Kumasi mayor Zuba. Yes, say what can't say about hawkers and traders who are working or who, at the end of the day, they have taken over the streets of the Kumasi busy area. Edum. Now, Zuba and I say the Kumasi mayor Kasano, and I've listened to that statement. I see, on it he believes in democratic rule, but a little bit of military attachment to it. He believes in it because when it comes to Edum, me nya sure say yente da say omo mujina Edum a thing block gutters, block pavement. This is the first time Ayaka say mema obia enjina ekwan ho. Emfa table mbesi kwan ho em block traffic enye fin ewa Asantehene. This is not the first time. As the mayor of Kumasi, he has a plan. And the plan is to make sure he enforces the law. As a journalist, my job here is that semi nimejuma meka kire obia original pavement so aye juma aton ade aye fin a block gata say in your own interest. Semi a journalist meka kire obia obu mraso e Kumasi edum say free baby a obu mraso no every say emra no ebetumi ni wedi. It is simple as that. Me say dey semi a journalist am wo Kumasi a, my message to the people who are breaking the law, who are forcing the mayor to make this statement will be that mo a mo gina kwan ho edum a ma block kwan, mo ye efin air block gutters, mo air block traffic, mo a mo ni ho kwan se mo be gina ekwan ho aye den aye edwuma egu Asantehene ho fin say Asantehene dwa no. Me a journalist to Kumasi America say munyina mu free kwan ho, because we want the law to work and we want everybody to adhere to the laws. Now, it does not matter whatever he said, because in the first place, the Kumasi mayor has not attacked anybody. Listen to me. Say Kumasi mayor catcher say, "Say me betu okwan me twa wechi me gwawa." At the end of the day, he has made the statement, but he has not made the action. He has not taken the action. That's the right word I'm looking for. He has not taken the action. So nobody can sit in Kumasi and say, "So we boom raso." Maybe the intentions are there, but he has other ways to, at the end of the day, approach the situation. The question here is, omo jina gatas so ejine kwan ho ye efin e block gutters e we dum no, are they right? They are wrong. Now remember, the law mo amujine dum na mubu mra no. Ma adwene am say MPP ni bi gina TV so me te said the last guy kwasi ampanyi anwurani aboa wabetena city. The mayor is using military there and the kwasi Ghana na efo. Una go gina court say trumu wo protect it. Ekuro bi anka bow trimu to atwatwene. Awona four boys ni baby agimi to the point say omo bedu nkran a no munya mic enim tena Bernard Avle mo ne the last guy mo kwasi afo betena mic enim a omo nyinso nim nyansa chen obi a. The last guy koye law, ye hu law papa bi oyeye. Kwasi ampanyi de bia na oti eye city so on nim wiase nyansa me see. Wo the last guy ka kopie Malawi anke yekum. Na Ghana de mu ofo jinifo trumu na wo protect trumu ma afenyo makin. And on man no nose mask or Ghana. Now the real issue is we need to understand say sometimes the law, if we decide to resist the law or we decide to push back, there's something called a reasonable force. It is the responsibility of the mayor of Kumasi to make sure Kumasi is clean. It is the responsibility of the mayor of Kumasi to make sure say Otunfo say to assassin etona mutiama na odetena office no, he keeps the city clean. If he's going to use reasonable force, and some of the reasonable force say you betwe wase. So when tie mra no ya bow koko na so we adwiri say wo de wo ye dehye wo beton nyoma e wo pavement so a reasonable force le bi ni say e betuma atwewase e de wato ka mu akoto wato jail. Reasonable force say o resist say ye you fu etumi hwasum. There are so many ways to define reasonable force. Enti say moto na say obi aba santimemu na say opese o enforce mra no na mumu bi ma adwene ya mo say ye de Kumasi yete ye bese ye bu mra so ye mu obia. I support the mayor 1,000%. When he gets on the street and people are obia or tekwana wa emra eman ho kwa so ontena ho no, he should apply reasonable force. Because police crab a chill. Na say wa ngo homa police na nchill. Na okuta warrant na wa ngo ho because warrant ne man ho kwan so onchill. Ana onfa wonko. The same way mayor no what the right anything or them rana to anything I catch them say oh mamo days way mu free her because emrane mamo ho kwan into the warrant no and the warning or the amamo no. So if he has given you the warning as in his capacity as the mayor of Kumasi, that's why you say you will not adhere to his warrant, his warning, he can apply reasonable force. Intermediate montana na kwan no ho because opese clean gates no. Opose o clean the business center. Opose oti o minim na obi efra brochire bedura santimema who say otumfo nti fimu na otumfo garden city no ampa emu ehwam emu nya time. Into the 2 weeks notice no the also ya this year no on the ombu mra no so ntena ho. I support mayor Zuba every reasonable force he needs to take to clean the busy center, the Kumasi Edum Center, no, he should apply the law. They also on Tiase Ronko Court. Me say we are going to force Ghanaians to develop this country. Obianiwa our permits to sell on the pavement. Obianiwa Otunfo for any permits to sell on the pavement of Kumasi. Otunfo or say to Miame Nana. Ne wa fasi bianiwa what permit. Otunfo krane ba does not have permit to sell on the pavement in Kumasi. Why no to come and tell me, say, mayor say leave the pavement because the pavement belongs to the government. Anything you see, and it's all request Yabatna Kwano. That's why I arguing say, yeah, they are traffic much into to me society. The problem with Asantehene say you are scared of change. You cannot adapt to change. When you hear change, when you hear change, all because say yes, some abraba namu yemu shishimo. It is obiti fimwa, not otifinum and fe. But we are going to change that narrative. And internal copies it obiti nsioso on sorry ni bubu na yaman so dinjina ho send e jatoa ya betumi edum jana or say on tiase den na asase. You people cannot adapt to change. More problem you say musro change. Anything more problem with Kumasi Ashanti regional minister. And it's a more problem with Kumasi mayor because musro change. So be the at the papa be eba na opeso osisa santimai ema enitia na musro because you are used to, majority of you, with all due respect, you are used to filth. A thing any krasam mumudo duono, you are used to it. You grew up in it. You think say change is something that you cannot adapt to. And to the echoes why you are fighting back, it is the change you are scared of. But this gentleman is willing to work because he has been a DC in Obuasi before. MC, I saw his work. He insisted in changing Obuasi. Oko Obuasi Hosi Parker. He insisted. He got resistance, but he insisted and he got it done. And I know this gentleman, with the help of the regional minister, you people can say whatever you want to say. Mubet young men, Mubet NDC for, but these people need to apply the law. Sa inkurasi semna yeti fimu, ye defend fin, ya dream say a fin ya diabeko baby a penal, we will stop it. I support the mayor 1,000%. You people can misquote him. I don't care about you misquoting the mayor. I care about the output. I care about the job. Is he going to deliver? That's what I need. Yenya Ashanti regional minister Kwasi Ampenyi we betina Kumasi didi mu nyina matem motena ho because you are used to dirty people, you are used to filth, you are used to being and staying in one position without adapting to change. But change is coming and you cannot do anything. Well, 1% you be cheerful so Kumasi no, you have to go into the market to sell. So utna gata no ho. So we have fingu gatanim, so create a thing, ye be chia falso. So otun for bano cry be chia falso. Se me say otun for fasino cry ye be chia falso. Come in shako report it because otun for said to the Juma Sheme on Nensa. Or say on tia santima ho, one can say on ti baby ho, or say on tia santima nim. Into his job is to clean a santima. I need the outcome. I don't care about the misquoting. I don't care about the insult you are insulting him. As far as I know, John Mahama has given him a job. And that job is to make sure Ashanti region is cleaned, is protected, and you, the people there, will protect your lives. The oil and then is to protect your lives. Because Mumubi, a fee, a kumo. So nobody should think, say, the misquoting and trying to put this guy in a box will stop this guy from delivering. He will make sure he does the job. Masa, Zuba, let me tell you, do not listen to Kumasifo. Kumasifo ne say kotoko. Kumasifo eno mu hwefia no mu didi otumfo atem. Me na make achiro Kumasifo omu ofia, omu frɛ otumfo setutu kokudua. Kumasifo we ya, omu pia no mafra ntoma na wabutubutu na nanim. Minim Kumasifo. I know them. Minyini wa santimemu. Mesi sa Kumasifo we no mu di otumfo ho, omu di na tem wo dem. Kumasifo no mo keka otumfo ho nsɛm. Ɛyɛ saa Asantefo Kumasifo we ya na kabantema hene ho nsɛm. Kumasifo na ka sɛ Mahama aba Kumasi abedi otumfo ata ɛyɛ we mu a. Do not listen to Kumasifo. Na nya Kumasifo nyina na pe Kumasi ye. Ɔmo hene pɔn no kora no, ɔmo ka no ho asɛm. Ɔmo di na tem wo dem. Ɔmo pia bontina na mo bebu ntuma, ebutu fam sɛ nkokɔ. I know these people. I know them like my boxers. You cannot please them. Do what you have to do to help Asantehene. Otumfo anko tie Kumasifo anu anko ntumi ndi hene. Otumfo se tutu. Ono ane nkofo se otie omo suban ene omo anu a anka henie ni nko gya to ho. Omo tumi di na tem wo dem to say the onyo hene. We hear it every day. Do not underestimate them. Don't give them the room to misbehave. Concentrate, respect the chief, and do your job. The Osi on pese obey with human uncle report to my JM. That is the most important thing now. Minim Kumasifo, minim Asantefo. Nipa omutumi eku abua tini yemu bini ede yan kwan no mo ye dangerous, mo be dangerous. Se ope obi manaka Asantefo Kumasifo asama kire abuso otumfo. Enya bibia na oka. Yesi panyi due mante. Unim de otumfo nim. Unim de on de aye no. Unim nsema maka afa no ho. Unim de onim de Asantefo betuma ye no. Eni ti otumfo ne Asantefo tena se onum nsuo. Because Asantefo nya otumfo mbeku no. Me na me ka kire. So do not listen to Asantehene. The oil will is so obeboa no ni nya adwuma. The onye ready no. From what I know, the king and not the chief of Asantehene otumfo we took kwai wakwa brochire onimumpuntio onimde efe. I know if you do the job and you concentrate, he will support you. So do not listen to these people. Bibian so many. Herbert Mensa be ye kotoko ye omu wi omu gure ni mase. Ye ni momo nana kwame baaye. Omu wi omu tena radio to di natem. I know these people. These are not people you can please. In fact, some of them, you cannot just please them. So whatever you want to do, do it. But make sure you are doing it to benefit the people of Asantehene. That is what you need to do. Focus on your job. Obuasinia Kwara is not easily distracted. Don't let anybody intimidate you. What na Kumasi tina Boase? You know the terrain. Ubekwe ye ombebo oso abaso. Ube ura sorry de ombebo abaso. Ubeko party. Menji omu nyina ndi. Na nyo omu nyina ne pe wasem. Omu hene kasiye de kura no. They know, you know what they do to him. Otumfo oman ho kwan anka Asantefo be record na be kire mo. I am telling you. Me say Otumfo say tutu. Say nyon ne ni edin. And odi nice for ma. Anka Asantefo be wura ne bedroom a record na be to abontene. Do you know what is happening in Asantehene? Na Asantefo ba ku mienu bi cancel na wuti omo. Just respect the chief, just respect the law, just respect the president and do your job. 7:28 p.m. 11:28 in Ghana. We have done 3 hours 28 minutes. I keep telling you. No, we have done 3 hours 21 minutes. I have 9 more minutes to end today's show. 9 more minutes. Now, assembly me pese me di hun komo quickly. And it's a very important story for me. And it's about the amputee football in Ghana. Asantehene to me from no person ka otumfo asem kireo. Udi mukofo a omu free Kumasi a omu tumi share ba me inbox mu so omu be di otumfo nkonkonsa kire me. Do you know? Yani yankasa sa o. Yani yebu nipa o. Do you know Asantefo omu tumi ba me inbox mu adan a otumfo asem be ka kire me se memfanya den. Memfanya den. Because otumfo the same papa or your man the same papa. Intimi fanya den. Do you know mpedifo mu Asantehene mu a omu hye kire omu pese omu de bibi bre me ma menkamfo otumfo ho. Do you know? Do you know? Zuba, don't listen to all these people. Anytime me tana me ka Asantefo asema me wo reason. Obi share that to me koku story or kosisa story or si we no otumfo ye. Obi share that by me ho e ko fa documents by say otumfo site nie. Nipa no me nhia no free. Je na ko kan wasem. Oje si atia de jimi. Oje se me akwase a. Oje se me jimi. I know things. But you see, they want to set the man up. I Asantefo Kumasifo. Oje say a joke ana. Anything I'm to na kasa to be shamusa. You know the number of people who want that man dead? Uni Asantefo mu nyanka nenke to otumfo. Omo hihye omo fi omo friend kokudua. With all due respect to the chief, omo friend kokudua. They don't want to respect him. You know why? Because some have special interest from clan to clan, family to family, group to group. Yaya consider who some that form one a fake. A few Asantefo nyamia ka omakuma no mudo otumfo. Do you know what is going on? Do you know? Zuba, do not listen to these people. Yanya nkwara our system no more. We know all that is happening and we protect what we have to protect. Idea was here protecting, you protect it. When you see us sitting here, you're more than more. Do you know the number of people who call me on my phone? Do you know the people I speak to on daily basis? That is why sometimes I don't entertain some flimsy, stupid people. I don't do it. Because to me, or to Kevin, man, yet we or you're useless. Don't entertain. Educate us. You know what is happening in Ghana? Sad story way in Yame. Me say, amputee football is dying in Ghana. We need a league for our players. Amputee football for etumi akwaje cup bear 3 times ewa Africa diaba akwa World Cup nyina. One person who was really forcing for amputee sport Samson Dean. I was tipping Samson Dean to be the NSA boss. It didn't happen. Obia was the favorite. I did not campaign for Samson Dean. I did not call anybody to make Samson Dean the NSA boss. Me, I don't involve myself in those kind of things. But I thought Samson Dean's experience could get him the job. Somebody got it. He's equally qualified. He can do the job. He's also Ghanaian. With me, when it comes to positions, I don't have problems. Because ABOB and we expect to cross over deliver no, or in the deliver. So Ampofo has been in the business for some time, and I know he can deliver. And that does not mean that Samson Dean, no, the Juma Oyenyina, it has come to an end. No. But when we are talking about amputee football, for some reason, people like us, we did everything possible to project amputee soccer. We did everything possible for government upon government to understand. Say, people with disability, imagine say they want to play soccer for Ghana. They want to lift the flag of Ghana. We did everything possible. Say, we wanted to project them. We wanted to project them. We wanted to help them for the world to know, say, we have good people because of some misfortune. But the exceptional talent now, a government needs to lift these people up because just the commitment, getting out of this depression to be like, I want to represent Ghana. I want to put my life on the line to protect Ghana. No cry alone is motivation enough. For an amputee to say, I am going to wake up every morning, train and represent Ghana, play and lift the flag of Ghana. Abra any able men, we are even lazy to do or committed to do. No, when an amputee person, says, I want to do this. This discipline is what I want to do. That alone should motivate we the people who are in charge to help them. And it's about Brochira, their amputee teams, they do better because we don't even lack the discipline. We lack the discipline to even get up. We lack the discipline to even wake up in the morning to go train. But when these people who basically, with all due respect, are not like us, and if you check the history of amputee soccer, they have received more trophies than the Black Stars. They have gone international and won more trophies in the name of Ghana than the Black Stars. And people like us, when we see stuff like this, it hurts us because we have been pioneers. We have tried to project amputee soccer for years. Making us have an amputee soccer league, how difficult is that? Mr. President John Dramani Mahama, this is a special plea from me. The sports minister, this is a special plea for me. At least, Kofi Adams, before you leave the sports ministry, you need to make sure we have amputee soccer, regularized amputee soccer, professionals paid to play and to represent Ghana. All the way in the back, I tried to tell the story of amputee soccer in Ghana. Let me tell you, when you see documentaries I have done, 90% of documentaries you see me talk in them, I am a wife Regina camera nichi. Most of you don't know. So when we say me a documentary na bigina ball aswa, me yire na me warren and no gina ball anu sibi. Ona na ekuta camera no. Yeah. So when we say me a documentary na bigina nsuoma, me wa galamsey site. Me yire me warren no Marissa Schwartz. Ono ene gina ball anu so, ene me gina so. So don't think Kevin Taylor had it easy. Kevin Taylor and an baby. When you see a documentary, I'm wom. Documentary be a mecha. Se mi jina ball aswo, se mi jina nsuomo busa won se when they kuta mic camera no ne mic no. Every documentary I have shot on this planet, a few of them and a crew were with us. Majority of the investigative journalism or documentaries I've done, the famous ones you are seeing on TV. Moka se mi jina ball aso na me yiri broni na ni mi jina ball aso. Ono nkwa na kuta mic and camera and na otwame. We have told the story of these people. We have dedicated our lives. This story I made about amputee soccer way back in 2012-13. I tried to tell their story. I tried to let Ghanaians know. Then all these years and the amputee soccer, the players are pleading with the government to say, more at the end of the day, more Mayambo professional soccer. They have won the African Cup. They have won the World Cup. They have done everything. How difficult is it to put amputee soccer together? This is a documentary I did. There are so many people sitting on social media, they have no idea about how far we have told the story of Ghanaians, how far we have helped Ghana, how we put our lives on the line. Remember, this story I did about amputee soccer, my wife was the one behind the camera. She's the same person who was working on the mics to make sure I present it well, I have better picture to make sure the story is told. That is why I am always proud when I see people share my videos, my old videos of the work I have done, because then it shows the world where I am from. I am not some lazy man. I have worked in the dust, in the filth with my wife to get to this point. So whatever I am enjoying today, it is out of hard work. That is why people envy me. This is a documentary I did. And you see this gentleman, he is a person I did documentary on. I specifically did a documentary on him because he used to be the Black Star Amputee national team. He used to be the leader, the captain. I flew from the US. I came with my wife. The two of us alone, we started a documentary at 4:30 a.m. from his home. We followed this man the whole day with some of his teammates. It shows how far we have come. And I'm going to personally find the number of the sports minister and tell him, Mr. Sports Minister, this must be done. We need amputee soccer in Ghana, and it needs to be done. This is the amputee story that we did.
Disability is anybody's lot, anytime. Sincerely, because of our traditional cultures and norms and values, the perceptions, particularly within our African culture, is that people with disability does not even have what it takes. I really love the sports, and sometimes because I'm a person with disability, I also sometimes go on all fours, even engaging in football and even playing with them on the field of play. Having realized that there's a need to create equal opportunities for all of them to really come and justify themselves, we have to engage to reach out to as many persons with disability who we can able to and bring some sort of technical capacity into it. So by and large, we created the equal opportunities. We created the enablement.
I got this injury in 2006. We were operating some plating press machine, and the machine fell on the leg. As soon as I came back home from the hospital, they started coming, visiting me, and one of my sisters asked me, why are they printing here? And I told her, she don't know. First 1 week, you get people to come and visit you. After that, you don't see anyone again. I got my amputation through a road accident when I was at the infant age, when I was 6. I was crossing the road and then a tipper truck was also moving, and I had my amputation through that. But long and short of the whole thing, when I had it, I had this notion in mind that now, excuse me, I'm useless in society because those with 2 legs are even finding difficulties. How much more myself with 1 leg? We Africans, we have this mentality that those who are physically challenged has nothing to offer to society and their country as a whole. But we use football as a vibrant tool to actually bring them together, to make them also feel that they are part of society. My family didn't neglect me. They've been supporting everything I do. In support of my family is very perfect. The time this thing happened, I was frustrated So one of my brothers take me to the stadium and talk to the coaches, and I went to train with them. As soon as we train finished, and they told me I can do it. You do have to play soccer, but the moment you get the injury, he can't be himself. The moment you start the trainer, oh, this guy can do it. So if you catch him and then train him, I think he can do better for the team. So now he's one of our best players. I think he scored about 3 goals in the World Cup. I started this team 2006, and then we moved the team to Sierra Leone for the first African Cup of Nations.
They went to Sierra Leone and lifted the coveted trophy, being the first African country to have lifted the coveted trophy. And when they came back, we qualified automatically to play in the World Cup in Turkey. And when we went to the World Cup, we really make a surprise. We were the first African country to have reached the quarter-final stages of the 40th year history of Amputee football.
There was a time I was sitting down and something came into my mind. Let my disability be a blessing to my family and the nation as a whole. So I told myself, no matter, it's never too late. You can still do those things you used to do. So I started, and lo and behold, here I am today. This leg cannot come again. So what should I do? It has happened. So I have to gather my strength and be bold, so that everybody will see that I would not take this thing to be in me so that it will kill me. No. We want them to be better for their lives. We don't want everybody to go sit by the streets begging. I was in the car last time in the traffic, and one of disability, our colleagues came to me. He doesn't know I'm a disabled person. He came to me asking for money, and I raised my leg, showing him that he shouldn't be on the road. He should come and join us. That time I was going to train, and I told him he should come and join us. He shouldn't be on the road begging for what? Today, me being the captain of the national team, I also play club side in Turkey. I play for Yeni Mahalle FC. That place, the game has been developed professionally. They play a league system. We don't have a league system here in Ghana. I now gain respect from my family. I've now been accorded some sort of respect because now I'm doing something to help myself and to help the nation lift the flag of Ghana very high, because the whole Africa, only 4 of our guys are playing international as far as Amputee soccer is concerned. We use the game to create avenues for physically challenged persons to have access to education, a whole lot of things. It opens so many avenues for the player to explore. But never lose hope. Your time will come. Your time will come. The sky should be your limit. You can really make it. It's never too late.
So that's the story we told in 2013, and we expect that something will be done about amputee soccer. Mr. Sports Minister, I will personally reach out to you for you to promise me that amputee soccer professionally will be played in Ghana, And these men who are willing and ready to help Ghana, who are willing and ready to, at the end of the day, occupy themselves with something professional to be or set an example or be an inspiration to others, their dream will be achieved. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for being part of today's show. My name is Kevin Ekoberu Taylor. We'll be back to discuss Ghana. Remember, we are all messengers who are ready and willing to speak truth to power. God bless you. God bless me. Cheers. Good night.